this is the thing. So playing the alternate reality game, and then AGF as I've taken over your
Oh,
team, although it's still got your name on it. Funny, it has your tactics and everything, so I just kind of tweaked and played around with them. Anyway, yeah, they gave me money. I'm like, what would Jacob do? I've suddenly got 3 million. So I'm like, well, let's address an area of need and buy a player for it. And of course, they have to be a good young player with lots of potential. So I spent a bunch of time looking for something, and I ended up spending it on a really, really good player and upgraded a position. So,
are we new gen?
well,
I
yeah.
assume, yeah. Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm coughing so much. One sec. Okay, so a terrible thing happened, but also whatever. My
Okay.
backup for before we switched teams got saved
Uh,
over after we switched teams because I wasn't paying attention. But I
uh,
found an older um, automatic
version.
save from before we finished the final season that we finished. It was part of the way through that season, so I have to refinish that season.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's better than completely losing it,
Yeah. Well, that
in my
season I
opinion.
finished first, you finished second by goal differential, and neither of us won any European trophies because you had won the one the year before that.
Yes.
So I'm like, well, that won't be hard for me to replicate. So far, so good.
Uh,
You're in third, but you're only like a point behind. But that's where you were. You were way behind at that point. You had a bad start to that season. Holy crap!
season, but
The final
no,
season we finished before switching teams.
yeah, I probably did. I remember having a bad.
You ended up finishing second, but only on goal difference,
Huh.
and that's how it ended up. But it's like you had a really rocky start to that season. I've won 9 out of 10 games, and I still haven't caught second.
Yes.
So yeah, it was
That's
a bad
crazy.
start. Anyway, but well, it just says what kind of run you had at the last part of the season, right?
Yeah.
Must have played really well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm looking back at it now, just seeing how rough it was.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's because I was in the Champions League that year.
yeah. I think I don't know. Check your schedule.
And
I think that
I had
sounds right. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I had
Yeah.
I had Spurs,
Hmm.
Barcelona, and Porto,
Hmm. Yeah.
Milan, and Chelsea. So it's like I tried to focus on. I assume that that's what I tried to do.
I don't know. I don't know.
Focus on.
I'm trying to win every game because that's what you would do, and it's. I have my Lingby side is in first for the year for the Champions League so far.
That's good.
I was like, wow, I'm overachieving so far. That's yeah, finishing higher is better, right? It's easier path hopefully
Mhm.
from there. But yeah, so far that's going really well for me. Super stoked about it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's
Glad.
the alternate reality game I'm doing, and it's a unique challenge I find.
I'd imagine.
Hmm.
I mean, every save has unique challenges at
Hmm.
the end of the day.
What's this? Already involved in another match. Oh, I have a first team match today, so I can't put stupid heads into the stupid lineup for the under 21s. All right, fair enough. Bunch of stupids. I was just reviewing my team here, the Accrington team. 'Cause I've I mostly remember it, though it's somewhat foreign to me because it's so different from my other teams. Even my Sunderland, well, my journeyman game, which is where I'm at Sunderland. I'm in the Premier League now. Yay!
There you go.
Yeah,
Finally bringing them back to
yeah, I got to the Premier
Premier
League,
League.
and it is 13 games into the season, and I'm sitting in first. First season in.
Nice. That's an achievement.
Well, I really built the team knowing I was going up, and I'm like, well, I want to be competitive. I don't think we're going to finish first because we have a ton of tough games coming up.
Yeah,
But
but you're probably not in European competition.
no, I'm not, and that helps a lot. But I'm gonna. My goal is top four, so
Okay.
and I think that's going to be realistic. Hopefully, I got a ton of hard games coming up. I still have to play City away, Liverpool away, Arsenal away. So some
Oh,
big games, stuff like that. I beat City at home though. That was nice. That was a nice way to
there you go.
yeah, I beat them at home. I beat Manchester United at home. But then I've lost to Aston Villa away. I lost to West
Hmm.
Ham away. Yeah,
Sounds like some pretty poor teams you're losing to. I'm not
well,
gonna lie.
they're not terrible, but if I'm beating Man City, I expect to be beating Aston Villa, for example. But
Absolutely.
to be fair, my losses are only on away games so far, and they're only by a single goal. So
Mm, yeah,
I'm keeping
that.
competitive is how I look at it. It's like we're still competitive. We're still in first. Uh, I mean, we're in first by virtue of other big teams beating up on each other too, which is
Hmm.
nice. They've really spread the points out evenly between them. The top six, the big six, I guess, the big seven now because Newcastle counts.
Newcastle counts now.
Yeah, they are at this point in that game. They're really well established.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
this is lots of seasons in, right? There's like almost no real players left anymore.
True.
But now I've built Sunderland up to the point where I'm like, is this a journeyman save anymore? Because I don't know if I want to leave this team.
And the answer is no. It's not if you don't
so
want to leave.
so
But
far, I've built them up into a real up and coming powerhouse. I have a good young
mhm,
team that I'm not surprised is competitive, but I'm surprised is leading the division so far. But they're
hmm,
going to be great in 2 or 3 seasons. Like I'm going to get in the Champions League and expect to be competitive in the just next season. Uh,
that
that's the
maybe.
trouble with taking your time building up a game in this team in this game, though. Is if you know what you're doing, it's not hard to be competitive in every division after every promotion.
I know. That's why I play in obscure leagues
Yeah. Well,
that
I
require
miss
add-ons.
I miss playing in the Champions League. I haven't played in the Champions League since we were in Denmark, which is why the
Yeah.
alternate reality game is kind of fun. 'Cause going back, I'm like, yay, I'm in the Champions League again. And I redid my tactic on that team so that I don't have to sell Angelo. I mean,
That's
I was going to sell him because he's too short to be my striker, but he's also a left winger, and I wasn't using wingers. I'm like, why don't I just use wingers? Problem solved. So now I have to buy some wingers. But I converted some of my central midfielders into wingers because they all had a rating there already. Like Esmeraldo had a rating at right wing. I'm like, well, he's my right winger now. Because I had more than enough central midfielders to cover for him not being in central midfield.
if you had how many players are on your perfect team? On your first team? You have a starting 11. Do you have a backup for every position?
Yep.
Does that mean so if you're playing with two center backs, do you have one backup for both of them
Yep. No, no,
or
I have
two
one for
backups?
each. So I have
It's
my
like a
starting
backup.
11 backup, but like you can have 15 people on the bench, so to speak. Like looking at my team right now, I have 15 backup slots filled.
Wow.
Yeah, so my
Do you
team is
just
always
rotate
going
them?
to be 26 players. I mean, there's the show's more here, but that's also because I have my under 21 squad showing. So if I
Mm,
but yeah, I don't, my first team is going to be 26 players. I always bank on 26 players now. That's just how I do every save now.
fair enough.
My first team will always be
Um,
26 players. So starting 11, a backup for each of them, and then one or two versatile young players that are up and coming that I can throw in when somebody's injured.
hmm.
I
I
got
don't know how
this
many.
kid here. He's 17. He came through my youth academy. He plays both right wing and left wing. So if I get an injury on either side, he'll cover it. But he's not my backup left wing or right wing. I have a left winger here and a right winger here that would go in as backups. So he's the third choice for either side. Or I have this central midfielder, although he's older, but it's fine. He plays central midfield and defensive midfield, so he's a backup for both central and defensive. Should one of those positions need an additional backup, although some of these guys get mad because I'm not playing them. I do my best to give them minutes when I can
Mhm.
to avoid the alienated thing. It's not
I have
easy.
to fix some of that on my team at least.
Yeah, well, when I took over your AGF, I'm like, wow, you rotated these guys great. Nobody's complaining about minutes except for Tui. But I had to sit down with him and put him in his place. I'm also playing him a lot more.
So what I've decided to do now, this was after we left Denmark is that at the beginning of the season, I obviously picked my starting 11 and save that squad selection,
Mhm.
and then look at the squad statuses and adjust accordingly. So if I have someone who has important player squad status who isn't going to start a lot of games,
Mhm.
I'm going to lower their
Yeah,
squad status a
I
little bit.
I do that too. Even if they're gonna be mad
Um,
about it, I do it.
um, I won't go so far as to let them be mad. I'll go one up, one above it, but I'll definitely lower it.
Oh yeah, no, I've made an important player a squad player. I've done it because I've moved up a division and they're not going to be my starting 11, and if they get angry about it I say, "Well, this is what I think your squad status should be." And if they say, "Well, I want to leave," then I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let's make those
Fine.
arrangements." Otherwise, you're sitting on the bench and you'll play when I damn well say you're going to play. You're up a division now. You're getting paid a little more. You can shut your mouth or you can go down a division to some other crappy team.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had a talk with Chewy. I re-signed a new contract with him, a long-term one, and I play him as the exclusive right-wing backup now. He's no longer got important player status. I fought him on that and won, but that's because you were always playing Ben Doak, even though he's on loan and you were never going to get him permanently. I'm like, I just ignore him.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's there for if there's an injury. That's it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to play the player who wants to be there and who wants to play and is on a permanent contract, and yeah, it's 'cause- and because he'll be good for the national team down the line. That's why I was excited you signed him. But then he always played Ben Doak instead of him, and I was like, God damn it.
Sorry.
That's okay. He played better for you. I'm finding that when I do play him, he's just as good as Tui. They're both just as good as one another. So I'm just like, I'm going to go with the permanent signing on this one. I mean, it doesn't help. You got like five people who can play right wing.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
What?
well, I'm
Didn't
not
some
getting
of them
all
play
these
on the
guys
left as well?
minutes. Huh?
Couldn't some of them play on the left as well?
No, no. Some of them could play striker as well, but they're way too
Mhm.
short. So I'm like, I tried playing Pizzotti as the striker because he's your best up and coming striker, young guy,
Mhm.
right? But I'm like,
Mhm.
Gronerud is way too good as a striker. He really is. I've got him starting every match at striker now because he's the last game he played, he scored 6 goals
Damn.
because he's the
I thought
guy
you had
who's
him on the left,
tallest.
if I remember.
You did, but I put Pizzotti on the left because he had a rating there. Now I'm training him there, and I put Gronerud as the striker. But Gronerud's 6'4", has 15 jumping and 15 heading, and you know I'm playing him as an attacking target man because that's what works in the game this year. And he scored 6 goals in his last game.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I tried Pizzotti there, but he's what 5'11", and he had 12 jumping and 12 heading, which isn't terrible, but he's not going to score as much as the taller, meaner, stronger, more aggressive striker. So yeah,
I couldn't tell you how tall they are, because that's not something I really pay attention to. I'll be
yeah,
completely honest.
yeah. I know you just put him in as poachers or advanced forwards or whatever, and you don't care about their height as much, but it matters. This whole freaking thing started because at the start of the year, somebody on our forums on Facebook said, "You can't get a target forward to work in this year's game." I'm like, "Oh, hold my beer!" And now I've got some of the best fucking tactics using target forwards, and I can't use anything else because I'm loving them too much. So yeah. Anyway, are we playing games or simulating them?
Yeah, we should play them. So
We should play them still. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I
That's fine.
I I, I haven't had a save where I just sim the games in, I don't know, 9 years.
Yeah. I haven't had one in a good long while either. I was actually thinking
I
about
don't know.
starting one, but I'm good with what I'm doing. Like I wasn't sure what I was going to do playing by myself. I have a hard time motivating myself to play this game alone. It's or to stream it
Um,
anyways. I don't mind doing it if I'm not streaming it because I can get up and walk around. And when my games are on, I just go to the bathroom or get a snack. I like doing that.
yeah.
But if I'm streaming it, I'm expected to be sitting here.
Mhm. You can still get up and get around just a little bit.
I mean, I do it a little bit. but not like I do when I'm playing by myself. When I'm playing by myself, I basically just don't even pay attention to the fact that the game's running. Like I'll start the first half of a game, wander around, do whatever I want, come back, sit here for the second
Mhm.
half. That's my new habit.
Hmm.
So like right now, sitting here watching this first half of this game feels weird because I don't do this when I play by myself. But it's been fun. It's nice because I've got two teams and the national team going on that other one because I still have the national team. I haven't quit. I changed the national team's tactic, and I got two wins at the end of the um Nations League. Although we still finished last and got relegated down to B. But
Oh well.
I found a tactic that's I think is going to work pretty well for the national team, and I wish I'd had it from the beginning of that particular Nations League. But you
Mhm.
live, you learn. I'll win B and go back up.
Mhm.
I know.
And then you go back down again. It's a
Uh,
cycle.
I don't know. I think I go back up. I can probably survive. I think.
It's
I
good to
don't know.
hear.
We'll see if any of our young players have developed by then, right? Like that's going to be part of it. Because I'm still scared for the future of like center backs on that game. There aren't a lot of great
Okay.
up and coming center backs, and the ones we have are not exactly spring chickens. So that's going to be a big determining factor on how well we survive is whether or not we got some good young players coming in specific positions. We have a buttload of attacking players, like currently and
Mhm.
coming up. So attack is not going to be a problem. Got some good young goalkeepers coming up. Like we have most of what we need. Just need some central defenders and a
Finish.
couple of
Yeah.
wing backs as well. You know what? Yeah, just defense in general. This is the whole thing.
I'm still eating. Um, yeah, defense in general. Everybody can use better defense.
Yeah. Well, that's what the national team is going to need. That's the only thing that I couldn't get a good look at future players for. As of now, we don't have too many coming. The best one was Herslov, who is on your team on loan from my team, and you're buying him permanently. He's one of the best up and coming defenders, and that's sad because he's only
Okay.
okay. I mean, he's a backup on your team. You have, though, one central defender that I was like, where did you get this guy? This guy's going to be a beast. Can't remember his name now, but you had picked him up just before that particular point that I loaded the game, and he's not registered for the Champions
Pavlovic.
League, sadly. You got him just after the Champions League registration, so I can't play him in Champions League games,
Mm.
but in league games, he is destroying people. Like, nobody can get by him.
I don't know. I guess when I have the resources, I'm better. I guess when anyone has the resources, they're better at the game.
Hmm. Story. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to build the team the way you would, and I've made very few moves on it. I sold your fifth choice right winger because you had five to my team for his market value
Uh,
because I needed wingers. I don't have any backup wingers as I, didn't plan on using wingers. But yeah, I made some money off that, so I reinvested that into an up and coming prospect, and I think those are the only transfers I've made with your team so far. And other than that, yeah, won 9 out of 10 games, and it's been good.
Nice.
9 out of 10 in the league. I don't remember how it's doing Champions League. I know you're in the was top 24 is what you need to be, right? Because I think you were 20th
Hmm.
when I looked last year in 20th. So hanging in there.
Gonna be close.
Yeah, it's not going bad. I think there was eight games would be all of them. 6 games were played. You had 3 wins, 3 losses.
Okay. That's
Not terrible.
positive. Just
It's not
4 points
terrible.
will get us through.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's not terrible. And the next 2 games, I don't remember who they're against, but that's the update basically.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah, I can update you on how you're doing in your alternate reality. I thought you might get a kick out of that. Oh yeah, I still need a right back in this game. Damn, I don't have a backup right back. Taking out Hato, he's scored, but he's really tired. So sleepy. Okay. This team to play better. Nice cushy 2-0 lead, and then of course we conceded, because that's what we do best. Nobody concedes like us. We are the best at it. Oh yeah, I got this new French right winger. Jeez, he's been invisible so far. Come on, you guys. Not let them get back into this game. There you go. Oh, what a waste. I honestly don't know what team talk to give them. We're up by a goal, but there's a pretty strong chance the other team could just counterattack and tie it up. So I can't demand more because they'll be mad because we're winning. I can't praise them because we're not up by enough for me to be comfortable enough for that.
You're doing well, but you're capable of even better.
But that's not one of the shouts that I can shout.
No?
No, it's not. No, it's encourage, calm down, focus, fire up. You know the shouts.
Oh,
Okay, game's over. We did manage to hold on to it. See, those are the situations where I don't know what to say because everything that I've ever tried, they get mad at.
because I had a couple of times where focus actually worked, but I don't remember. I wasn't able to pinpoint like the exact conditions as to why it would work.
Yeah. Now, what do we got
Just
going
that,
on in your game? Missed a penalty. Oh no.
yeah, we don't talk about that.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Let's look at your team.
That's it.
Oh, you've just scored.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. All I saw was a missed penalty in 0-0, but now it's updated and I see you have scored. So now you've turned on time
Finally.
wasting and play for set
Mm,
pieces because that's what a smart
yeah.
manager does in the 72nd minute with a 1-goal lead.
Or we're gonna score a second goal.
Oh, you'll still score a second goal even if you're time wasting and playing for set pieces. It's just that the other team won't get as many opportunities or counterattacks.
I'll say that they didn't have many chances to attack in the first place.
I can see that 29% possession. But one counterattack is all it takes to turn a game like this
True.
into a 1-1 draw. Not that I'm trying to jinx it. Oh, you got a fifth sub you could make too.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well.
Nobody.
Got a guy with a yellow card there.
Oh, I didn't even
Perfect.
notice he got a yellow.
Perfect candidate for coming off for the last 5 minutes. Just so you're not taking any risks. Look at that guy just absolutely smash it in there. Scott Thompson.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Position is he? But like a midfielder? Looks like it. Left footed too. Wow.
AMC.
AMC. Okay. Good. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that left footed smash was pretty great. Okay.
Good work.
Nothing wrong with it.
Mm-mm.
Maybe a bit closer than perhaps you'd like, but all in all, not bad.
First and third. Would you put a 5-6 defensive midfielder onto the field?
Yeah, it
Even
depends on
taller
what his
somebody?
role is. I mean, if he's going to be a playmaker of some form, why not? I prefer taller ones, obviously, but defensive midfield is a kind of a versatile one. It really depends on their role. I think I'm more interested in their overall determination and their work rate. It's my main
Determination is 14. Work
good.
rate is 9.
That's not great. Anticipation is a big one for a defensive midfielder. Concentration,
11,
composure,
12,
decisions are good for if he's a
8,
playmaker. But
14. Yeah. Okay.
so yeah, no, a defensive midfielder is kind of a mental game to me. Physicals are obviously a bonus, and height is a
Mhm.
cherry on top. As long as he can reach the top of the Sunday to be a cherry. I don't care. I
Um,
liked it.
I know I laughed, I chuckled.
That's fine. I was more convincing myself that that was not bad.
Teamwork.
But I mean, my defensive midfielder is 6'2" with 15 jumping and 12 heading. So yeah, but he's also a converted central midfielder or central defender. I mean, so yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, I've got my backup one is 6'2" with only
Thank you.
12 jumping, but that's why he's backup. So, only 9 heading as well. Oof. Let's see. I've got this guy, but he mostly plays right back because he's only 5'8" and has 5 jumping and 9 heading. So I don't play him as a defensive midfielder. I've been playing him as a right back.
Okay.
I don't dare put a 5'8" guy in defensive midfield because I've got them as a ball winner and playing
Right.
defensively. So I want them to basically be another center back.
Okay.
But if it was a playmaker or a volante, you know what? If you have a Sanguda volante, doesn't matter what their height is. You want them to be fast and speedy. As an
I've actually
example.
never used one of them.
Oh my goodness! Ah, serious? Oh, dude.
Mhm.
I don't even know how many defensive midfielders you have, though I noticed you were starting to go into the defensive midfield mode. Let's see, you've got this
Yeah.
guy. Okay, he's not terrible at it, so Sissoko would probably be a good one at this level. This guy. Ooh, only 4 finishing. Well, he's not terrible, but he's not great. Russ Long could do it. It's only League Two. What am I saying? He's fine. You don't have a lot of other defensive midfielders. Mike From. Let's see, he's a midfielder. Oh yeah, he's not too bad. He needs better than 5 long shots, but overall, eh. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't run you a tactic with Volantes because you want 3 defensive midfielders, ideally, or 2, but they should be attackers.
Me
I
too.
I have 2 backup
I
tactics actually right now that I popped in just before we started, and this one here uses 3 defensive midfielders with 2 Volantes in attack, and then I have this one here which has 2 on support, but it's only 2 defensive midfielders, but it's 2 strikers.
agree.
So to showcase this very thing we're talking about, I'm going to use them. That way I'm not just talking out my butt. Wow, no, don't play him there. This is a friendly match. Do we not have any other central defenders? We don't. God. Oh no. It's just all it's to it. Bam. Let's do that as a compromise. Trying to put a guy in with like 20% match fitness or fitness left level, and I'm like, condition, not fitness.
Mm.
Okay, so now he played. I have to give him time to rest. Yeah, I can tell I haven't put a lot of thought into the depth of this team. All right, I was going to check and see. No, all right.
Mhm.
Let's see if stick piano was on today, but not yet at all.
Excuse me. How are you going?
Hmm?
Talking to myself.
Oh, but what did you say to yourself?
Someone wants one of my players on loan until the end of the
Uh,
season.
see.
I'm so I don't think I'm a fan of loaning my players out for a season anymore. I think I'd rather loan them out for 6 months to see how they do,
I agree.
and if they
That's a good
do
idea.
well, extend it, and if they don't, bring them back.
Oh, you're not wrong.
I
Tom Bloxham getting mad at me because he's not starting enough games. I'm like, yeah, well, show him he's better than you. And he's like, yeah, that's true. Okay, fine. That was an easy argument. He's second in league scoring. My backup striker. I mean, my leading striker is first. But how can he be complaining? He's been playing plenty. 9 starts, 11 sub appearances. He's made 20 appearances. Come on. I guess I got him on regular starter though. All right, let's bust him down to squad player. See what he says. He might get mad, but he already came to me with a concern, so he didn't even get mad. Shouldn't have regular starters on the bench. I know that, but sometimes depends if I'm going to rotate them enough. Like on my Sunderland game, I have two left backs that are pretty much equal in almost every conceivable way, which is a great problem to have. So I literally just rotate them.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, you're
So
not going to be. Go ahead.
I have a question, and I think I know the answer, but I want to ask you anyway. Actually, I think I can just check.
Oh, nice. You've got us right.
Um, Hold on.
I'll wait here.
Iceland. Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
Oh, you could just let me wonder what it was all about.
Well, once I finish my train of thought, I will.
Okay,
Um,
from somebody's having a thought train. Choo choo.
no.
Yeah, there's this guy. But I
Wait, they don't even have managers. Yeah, not even managers. Someone's asking me about setting up a league, setting up a save rather, and they were asking about the do not add players to player, do not add key staff and add players to playable teams.
I never.
And so they just asked,
You're gonna have a really shitty
well,
transfer market if you stuff too many players into your game.
um, this has a extended database. So he was just wondering if he had to tick them off, and I just said it's completely his preference.
Yeah, you don't have to. No, definitely not.
Mm,
I don't add any extra players or staff for that matter because there's more than enough staff unemployed in the game. But adding extra players
uh,
is a double-edged sword to me because, like I say, you can end up with a really crappy transfer market if there's just too many players. Like I had people do this all the time in our forums. Oh, the transfer market sucks. I can't sell anyone. I'm like, well, did you choose like a huge database? They're like, yeah, I chose a huge database. Plus, I loaded all of the players from this nation and this nation and this nation. I'm like, well, that's why you can't sell anyone.
'cause
'Cause nobody needs anyone.
AI AI can go after other players for cheaper.
Well, or every team is completely full of players. They don't need anybody. Some of these players having fewer players on their team to start with is a benefit. And yeah, they fill them up with some of the free agents, sure, but yeah, it's just silly. Sometimes people are silly. They create their own problems and then blame the
Sometimes
game. Okay, often people are silly. They create their own problems and then blame the game.
But
And
you
yeah,
I've been in that category a couple times.
I'm not sure. You've never brought one up to me that I thought was your own doing. Fair enough. The new thing I'm dealing with again. Well, I shouldn't say it's new, but it's it's still there. But it's been coming up again. Is people are constantly posting in the forums about how the AI learns your tactics, and I'm like, no, it
Like,
doesn't.
just flat out say SI is not smart enough to implement something like that.
I mean, it's not that they're not smart enough. It's just that the game runs in the most simple possible selection process. It looks at your team's reputation, and then it looks at where you are in the standings relative to their own team and reputation, and then it selects one of five mentalities. You know, the five here,
Hmm.
basically one of those. And then it selects a formation based on its preferred offensive and defensive formations, and then it just throws it out there. And that's it. That's the most amount of thought the computer puts into playing against you. And so when people are like, oh, my tactics stopped working, I'm like, the AI must have learned it. I'm like, no, they didn't. Your team has probably got high match loads. Uh,
Yeah.
almost always 80, I'd say 80 to 90% of the time, that's the answer to why their team has stopped playing well. The other 10%, some of it I guess can come down to bad luck, or they did make a tweak to their tactic and just forgot to mention that when they were complaining, or because one guy's like, well, I've had this tactic and it's been working really well for about 8 months in the game, and then it stopped. The AI must learn. I said, no, if a tactic works for 8 months in the game, it can work forever.
Mhm.
You have to make adjustments based on your players' fatigue, and of course, try to get the best players for roles. That should go without saying, but again, a player doesn't have to be perfect at a role in order to play a system well.
Which is what I'm doing with this
Uh,
system that I have now. Like, not all the players are perfectly suited for it, but
but they play
it's
it
good
just fine.
enough.
Yeah, as long as they get
Yeah.
familiar with it after a few games, and some of them should, it'll be okay. Like my backup right back is a defensive midfielder.
Oh
he
my god, what a goal!
he can play right back. He just that's not his natural position. My current right winger only just recently had a news thing where he finally learned how to play right wing properly. I've been playing him there for months. He's a
Oh, it
right
wasn't as bad as
midfielder
I
by
thought.
default, so it's not a big departure. And look,
Hmm.
he just got an assist. And he's got a goal this game. Wow. Since he became natural at right wing, all of a sudden he's not getting 5.8s anymore. Or 6.8s, I should say. Well, he got what, 6.4 in the last game. It's not good. Not good at all. All right. Chouame's got 4 goals this game. It's not even halftime.
How
So,
often does a team score seconds after they get scored on?
in real life or in this game?
Well, preferably real life, because this is supposed to be realistic, right?
In real life, I'd say fairly frequently. I think the game reflects it reasonably well.
Yeah.
Teams hit back immediately quite a bit in real football. Yeah. Especially in the lower divisions. Especially.
Um. All right. So my game is now stuck.
Game's stuck. Did I hear you right?
Yes. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll wait here.
Not stuck in the sense that the game's not running.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that heart attack. Just what I needed.
Um. Stuck as in stuck on the. Hold on.
Mhm.
Stuck in the sense that like I couldn't do any tactical changes.
Ah, fair enough. Oh, Chouame scores his fifth just before I take him off. That's hilarious. Okay. Now Bloxham can go
It's
play and stop being a whiny baby. And
why
he's
is it
out
on
there.
full match?
Oh my, you have it on full match?
No, the game did that. That's why it was stuck.
Ah, all comes to light. lower the tempo and put up the time wasting. Allow these players to not get as tired. Why is Mirholz mad? Would have preferred to stay on the bench. Oh, I hate that so much. Ugh. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen them add to this game.
I agree.
There's no good for that garbage. I don't think too many. I mean, not everybody is Cristiano Ronaldo, okay?
That should be attributed to some sort of like personality.
Yeah, like poor sportsmanship or
Someone who's
something, but
timid.
none of my players have that.
Why is this game going so fucking slow?
It's actually the
My
one
whole
guy that's
thing was
he's
set.
a model professional, not a model citizen, but a model professional, and he's the one that's would have preferred to stay. Oh fuck, we gave up our clean sheet. Urgh! Sometimes I feel like there's just no way to prevent it, but I suppose real life managers feel that way too. Did everything I could. More often than not, it keeps the clean sheet, but sometimes I wish I could tell my players to just stop scoring because your complacency is ridiculous, but you can't. There's no way to hold on to the ball and kill time and do all of that without the other team counterattacking.
Hmm.
And I hate that. It's one of the tactical things I want to see in this game. I think overall, what it means to me and what the game is lacking severely is the ability to have one formation attacking and a different formation on defense. The game is very
A
limited in
lot
that
of
way.
people want that.
Mhm. The game is so limited in that way because a ton of teams, the top teams especially, they have different formation depending on if they have the ball or not.
It's going to.
And I brought that up as a conversation, and you know what the answer was? Well, using the roles in the
Okay.
game, you can basically imitate that. And I'm like, no, you can't. Can't. Mm-mm. Like right now, think about Man City. I'll use them. Good example. John Stones plays as a
Hmm.
defensive midfielder on the right, two defensive midfielders. But when they're on
Hmm.
defense, he goes back into central defense as a defense central defender. Uh, but he goes from a right-sided defensive midfielder into a central defender. If you were to put that into the game, how would you do that on this? People go, "Well, we'll use him as a halfback." No, because then he goes to the right side, not the center. So it says right away you can't imitate what he's actually doing. Just that alone. Never mind the fact that I could sit and dissect the rest of that formation and how it plays. Or Liverpool right now, uh, Trent Alexander Arnold, he goes from right back to central midfield. People are like, well, have him go higher up the pitch and play inverted. I'm like, yes, but you can't actually get him to play as a central midfielder. He still stays on the right hand side most of the time. Inverted means he pinches in from time to time, but he doesn't become an out and out central midfielder when they have the ball like he does in real life. You can't
Hmm.
imitate that. And even then, when he does it, one of the other players, usually the defensive midfielder, sometimes the central defender, goes and covers the right hand side. How do you get one of them to do that? And then slide back into the center when he goes back to his right wing role. You can't because it's two different formations completely. So
Uh, yeah, I've just come to the conclusion that Miles is just gonna do whatever he wants.
yeah,
I
I
don't. I
know,
don't
I
expect.
know.
I don't expect anything
Yeah.
from him anymore.
Well, and I feel the same way, but I still try. I still argue for it. I still fight for it.
I know you do,
Uh,
but
and it's not always him I'm talking to. In fact, I very rarely talk to him. Almost never, actually. I mean, I'm talking to people that are just above me, and then they relay that information if they feel as though they need to. But usually the answers aren't great. So, I mean,
exactly.
as much as I want to blame him, and I know that some of the people are like, yes, we understand, we get it, but we already know that if we try to present this information to him, he's going to shut it down. Like that is so disheartening. Uh, Like, you're not the only one to
No,
bring this
it
up.
is.
Those are the words I hate the most. You're not the only one to bring this up. Like, that means it needs to be relayed.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have multiple testers and
It's
researchers saying the same thing, yeah.
it's so funny too. I forget where I saw this. Was it? I think it was on Twitter,
Mm,
and someone posted a question like, "How can the game become better for the next FM?"
mhm,
Was that the question? No, no, I forget what the question was, but the guy responded. He's like, "The game needs to be more realistic, or the game's already realistic enough."
mhm,
And I said, "Yes, it's totally realistic that you can just walk on as Manchester United manager
mhm.
with no experience whatsoever." Like, I don't know. People are just like
Throw in that
always
other
in this
tactic.
middle
Throw in that other
of,
tactic. So, yeah, there they are. That's true.
"Are you joining my game?"
I'm in your game. I've been in your game for a while. I've been here since the 40th minute.
Uh,
I'm just like, throw in the other tactic for the last little bit. Got nothing to lose.
uh,
Try it out. Same formation.
no, it's not. Technically, it's not.
Oh, because of the midfielders. You're
Holy
right.
shit! It's so attacking.
You're right. Well, trust me.
Well, man,
Have a little faith.
what the holy hell?
So keep it as the I
So,
need a goal tactic. When you need one, like right now. And once they played it a few times, they'll get familiar with it. It should work right away, but technically, most tactics work best once a team is familiar. You know how that is.
mhm.
Baby. I love that. Target forwards for the win. He really bossed those two central midfielders right there, didn't he? Your goalkeeper. Look at this assist. Oh my god, I haven't seen that. But this kick, oh, that is filthy. Okay, I
Oh
haven't
dear.
seen that out of that tactic yet. That's the first time I've seen that. But damn, did Dickinson own them just now? I don't know how tall Dixon is, so I'm not sure. But it
Did he
doesn't
run
matter.
off?
He won the ball. He won the
Oh,
ball and he did his job. So,
interesting.
but yeah, no, they're not going to get the ball out too much. I know it's attacking, but the pressing is friggin' relentless. They'll have a hard time getting it out, and you'll constantly counterattack. Yeah, it has a hard time keeping clean sheets, but you already don't have one. So what difference does it make, right? This is all based off of ideas that you had from your AGF game. I basically took your tactic and turned it into this.
Huh.
There's very few changes from your AGF tactic, not many at all.
Okay, Emily.
Yeah, I was like, man, this tactic's on the precipice of being great. So I changed a few things around, and then, like I said, won 9 out of 10 with AGF with the same team you had. Oh well, a draw is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it was my backups too, because we're playing Wrexham next.
Oh well, I mean, grabbing a point there is kind of an ideal scenario, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Getting a point away is never a bad thing when you're playing backups. But yeah,
Yeah,
smash
but
Wrexham.
I expect wins.
I understand. I do too. Doesn't always work that way. I mean, I can
Hmm?
I look at my standings right now, and I'm like, I have that one home loss to Walsall on my record. I have 26 wins, 0 draws, and 1 loss at home to Walsall. Explain that shit. Oh no, and my under
Uh,
21's lost. That's actually worse. Oh, it was a friendly. I don't care. 2 days. I can only watch these guys for 2 days. 2 days is gonna be the days that are gonna give a rest to you.
wow.
8 fit.
It did.
Yeah.
Did you just play 2 games in a row?
Well, my senior team and my under 21s team on the same day, but I didn't play the under 21s. I just simulate them. Is that what you're?
No, I'm talking about my player.
Oh,
I don't
oh,
know how to check for under
you,
20. You know
you
what?
can't.
This
You
is how I'll
can't
do
play a
it.
player on 2 games in the same day. It can't be done. If they have a game on the same day with the senior
Just-
squad, even if they're if as long as they're on the senior squad, they don't have to be on the bench or anything. If they're on the senior team, they cannot be made available for an under 21s game.
Hmm,
So no, they can't play in 2 games
Okay.
in the same day. In back-to-back days, they can, but not on the same day. I have
Are
played
you
a guy.
sure?
Yeah, oh yeah, positive, 100%. I know I've played a guy on one day and then played him the very next day on the under 21s. I've done that. Poor guy. He's always got a heavy match load, but like you're 17 and you need to develop. Shut up and get out there and run. You have all the youth in your favor. Play 2 games in 2 days. Uh-huh.
That actually sounds like me. Something that I would do.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're trying to develop a player, the more he plays, the better, right? The game doesn't
Yeah.
care if it's back-to-back days. It doesn't factor that shit in to his development. It doesn't even care if he plays poorly. So his heavy match load or his very heavy match load doesn't factor into me. I'm just like, the more minutes you play, the more you develop. End of statement.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to expect him to play well when I shuffle him into my senior team off the bench into a game. I mean, it's never a guy who started my starting 11 and then starts the starting 11 the next day on the other team. I don't do that to them because that's just cruel. But I mean, if the guy played 15 minutes at the end of a game with the senior team and the next day he's fresh enough to start on the starting 11 for the under 21s, it's going to happen. Because here's a secret that most people don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'm getting to the point where I don't give a fuck anymore about a lot of this. Like, what are they going to do?
Oh,
Fire me?
that's
Oh
not good.
no! Anyhow, under 21s matches doesn't factor in
Oh,
match loads at all. It's not part of the game engine for lower under
really?
21s. Yeah, it has a more stripped down match engine on U18s and U21s. So
Interesting.
one of the main reasons, and this is never revealed to you when people ask, why can't we be in a U18 or U21 manager? Why can't we do that and work our way up because that's more realistic? And they'll tell you
Mhm.
because reasons. But the real reason is because the U18 and U21 match engine is not the full match engine. So now you know.
Why isn't it? That
Because it's a way to
seems
keep the rest of the game a little bit more speedy. Because the more leagues you load, the more that have to process, the slower the game goes. Well, you
that's
can
true.
disable a lot of leagues and keep the game fast, but you can't disable under 21s or under 18s. They have to be in the game. So they keep them
Mhm.
running quicker so that they're not bogging down the main leagues. It has a good reason why it's like
Interesting.
that. So, but no, most people don't know that quaint little fact, and that's the real reason you can't start there as in your managerial career. Because then people would
Mm.
notice and they'd be like, "Well, we want the main match engine," and then the game would run slower, and then everybody'd bitch about that, and it's just this huge domino effect. Because a lot of people
Real
play this game on
content.
potatoes. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people have to send at the very start when you agree to the terms to playing Football Manager. One of the first things it does is it sends your computer specs over to Sega for use by
Mm.
SI Games to tell them what kind of computers people are playing the game on. That's how they decide what the minimum requirements are going to be. And I would say
Mhm.
about 80% of FM players play on a potato. 80%.
What do you consider a potato, though?
Okay, so anything that's basically not remotely modern specs, anything more than 4 generations old. So basically, it's the kind of thing where you're going to be playing. If you can even play other games on it, they're going to be at the lowest possible settings. Uh,
For like my older laptop.
yeah, like the majority of people, I'm going to go with most people play on laptops, not as many on PCs. And then even on laptops, lots of them don't have dedicated graphics cards. A lot of them have onboard graphics, which slows the computer down a lot.
Mhm.
especially for gaming. Like they have the most basic things. It's amazing to me how many people chug this game along on computers that are below the minimum requirements. Like the game plays, but oh god, it must be painful for them. And after 2 or 3 seasons, the file's too bloated for them to run it at all. So they're never going to run more than 2 or 3 seasons before they have to start over. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, like the one guy on our forums, and this is where I get a lot of my stuff from. I mean, so, and he's like, "Well, why is my game so slow on my fourth season?" And I said, "Well, what's your computer specs?" And he showed me, and I'm like, "That's why the game is just too large, and you're below the minimum requirements." He's like,
There's no way to clean that up.
No, there's nothing on the computer. You can't do anything. No. When the file size gets larger and larger and larger, there's nothing you can get rid of it. It's not like Out of the Park where you can delete all the logs and
Yeah, I
that
was just
frees
gonna
up
say because
space. Yeah, no. I've how many times have I complained that this game doesn't have the freedoms that Out of the Park does?
oh, much. In fact, I actually I don't know if you saw me, but I tried looking at the older OOTPs
Mhm.
to try and find a save to start with because I'm not buying the current game and I'm not playing last year's game. So I had OOTP 22 and 21 that I could play. I said no to OOTP 22 because I don't like how their minor leagues are set up. It was the one year that MLB tried changing the minors to
Oh yeah,
East, West, and Central. It just looks disgusting.
I vaguely remember that. That was.
So I went back to
I'm glad
OOTP
that didn't
21.
stick.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah,
So I went back to OOTP 21,
yeah,
and it's the 2020 season with COVID and all that, and that feels like a very, very long time ago.
yeah. Even though it
And the
wasn't, but
players
yeah,
on the Rockies at that time, totally different than what they are now.
true.
So
Let's just play
if
23.
I no, I will not touch 23.
Wrong with
I will
23.
not. They got rid of um the Japanese leagues
That's
without people
24.
knowing. No,
Oh,
they
they got.
took them out.
Oh, they took him
They
out of
took it out.
23.
Not only did they take it out, they deleted. If you had a save that had Japan loaded in any capacity, they just deleted it and randomized the league. So it went into your game and scrambled anything that had to deal with the real Japanese leagues
Ouch.
without notice.
Ouch.
That's what pissed me off the most.
Yeah,
'Cause then,
can't argue with
if you
that.
play a save that entails that involves the entire world, well, Japan is completely nerfed now, and
Yes.
so it just loses the realism. It's yeah, no, I and then they only have MLB, KBO, which is Korea, and some of the American indie leagues for OOTP 24. Like they don't even have the European leagues anymore or the Central American leagues. They just completely got rid of it.
Damn. I gotta
And
adjust my light. I just realized.
to me, that's a huge slap in the face to their fan base because they're afraid of legal action from leagues that can't even afford their own players. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause suing anybody would be a cash grab for them, and frivolous lawsuits are definitely still a thing. I get it. We getting into our game here, though, right?
Yeah, I'm doing
Oh, okay.
my lineup.
No, you're not. Bitching about
Yes, I am.
OOTP. I'm just kidding. These are all
I
very valid complaints, actually.
I was bitching about OTP.
But yeah, that just basically means there isn't a version for you to go to that would really feel
No,
comfortable.
no.
Sad.
So it is what it is, and
Yeah.
I still
24
can't
is the
play.
first one that I am not getting. I mean, ironically enough, they give it to me for free. And this is the first time I ever refused it.
Wow,
And
that's
when
saying a lot.
and when they asked me why, I said in solidarity to all of the people that are upset about the things that have been removed from the league. And yeah, so
Wow, appreciate that.
I didn't even take my free copy of Out of the Park this year.
Yeah, I don't. it's the thing is that they're still growing. They're gonna grow. So it's like we'll just get kicked to the curb and they move on with their fan base. It is what it is.
It is. You're right. It's just it's frustrating no matter how you look at it.
Hmm. And I won't. I still can't play my offline FM saves because not all the databases are ready yet.
Well,
So
it's just not a good time for you. I suppose you better play something else. Like, don't you have Theme Hospital or something like that? Or sorry, 2 Point
I have a
Hospital.
I have a bunch of games, but
Yeah,
I don't have the time to play games at the moment, and I hate that.
I just got scored on right off the bat by Bristol Rovers. 27 or 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes in, we've conceded. My God.
Oh,
Ugh, fucking frustrating as hell. Didn't look at my players' match loads. I may have messed up by putting up my starting 11 again, but it's an away game, so I'm like, I need to be at our best today. That's my defense. I don't know. I really need to improve it. My Sunderland game, my two best players are my two central defenders, and oh, they're good. Oh, they're so good. Yeah, Stephenson with the free kick ties it up. I didn't say free kick. I said freak kick because that was freaky. And I'm going to demand more early after tying it up.
that's offsides, ref. That's offsides.
Cully is.
That's so fucking BS.
There we go. Midfielders win that ball just like you're supposed to. God. Gonna maybe have to change tactics this game. Getting sick of watching my team miss the net and then giving the ball right to them for a counterattack. Oh my God, are we ever playing like garbage? Berate. I usually only do that after I've been scored on, but frack, these guys are doing terrible. Time to thrash some arms at halftime. Kermit the Frog style. It's like, that's all I think about. It's how I picture it. Because I don't know. I don't think I would get angry enough to thrash my arms around. When people do stuff like that, I'm always like, man, you are ridiculous. When I see people do that in real life. Oh, they scored on me right away into the second half. Go freaking figure. All right. Well, I said we were going to potentially change our formation. And why wait? Are you good enough to play as a volante? Sangudo volante 7. It's not terrible. I will give you the chance to play it. Stephenson's fine. So these guys are going to stay as inverted wingers. That's not changing. I will not use a target forward on this one. All right, let's give this a go because I don't actually have to change any players to do it. Yeah, I hope this works. Oh, my goalkeeper's having an adventure because he's on sweeper keeper support instead of defense now. So right away, first thing he does is give me a heart attack. First thing. Yay. I can see where that change is definitely come in already. Come on, guys. This is not the structure I was looking for when I changed it.
I will be right back. I'm gonna get seconds for dinner real quick.
Okay. Oh, food. We are playing good. Our numbers were really nice right up until this point. More. Some changes right here. All right, McCully, you've been terrible all game. This has to come out. Well, can be a playmaker. I don't think I even have enough as a midfield. I do not. Put you out. And my lack of depth is very pronounced here, isn't it? Indeed it is. Oh, start with 4. All I can do. Should add more fielders on the bench. Really, I do. And defenders. Technically, I guess I could swap him out for twice. Let's do it. There. That way, at least I will be putting on a fresh player. Even if it's at the cost of weakening our defense.
All right, all right. It's in the microwave.
Nice, nice. More dinner. You know what's better than dinner? More dinner.
I don't have a left back on the bench.
Neither do I. I had the same problem, the same exact conversation with myself just a minute ago. I don't have enough midfielders on the bench. I just, oh man, most of my backups are attacking players. Well, this formation is doing a really good job of keeping possession and getting chances, but okay, there's a goal. Finally, finally a goal. Does it count? It doesn't. Oh my god. Ah. All right. Well, I have lost a second game with my starters, no less.
What the?
Not in a
What?
row. My second loss of the season.
Oh, I was gonna say.
At least it was an away game, but my god, even with my starting players, we lost. Very. Don't mind me, just being
What if
gonna
I put you on the right? I don't. What if I put you on the right hand side?
gonna get a new drink as well. Don't forget, if you
Okay.
absolutely need a goal, you have a way to do that. Okay, how's this game going? It's 1-1. Wow, it was 0-0 when I walked away. Oh no, it wasn't. It was 1-1.
No, it
Never
was
mind.
still one.
Don't mind me. Just your numbers are good. Look at that. We're on target, more
Yeah, the goal.
possession, away from home, better XG.
We should be winning this game.
Yeah, the numbers say you should. Yeah. Well, they're getting a lot more passes than you are. Oh, PPDA, they're getting 6 passes before you stop them, and you're only making about 5 before they stop you. So possession is a bit of a trick on this one, a bit of an illusion. You're hanging on to the ball longer, but they're passing better.
I
Hmm.
don't think there was a second half highlight.
I didn't see one. Certainly.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Dude.
Don't worry.
Yes, quite.
I have to. I'm pulling an all nighter.
We're pulling an all nighter.
No, we're not. I have to. I have homework that I have to finish.
I was gonna say it's a terrible idea, but yeah,
Playing all night?
yeah, it's a terrible idea. Well, and homework is a terrible idea too, but you can't change that one. That wasn't your terrible idea. That was somebody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me get my get my food, and I'll tell you how annoying it is.
No, sure.
Um.
Take me back to my university days, please. I miss them so much.
All right. I'll be right back. Why not continue?
Okay, so for the next game, boom, 10th. I think we should experiment in this game.
All right. So I have two online classes this summer.
Mm,
Right.
I believe you.
One of them, they both started like May 18th, but one of them finishes tomorrow. And the other one finishes the end of July, so a month from now. And so the one that finishes tomorrow, they're both online. Um, the one that finishes tomorrow is my Spanish one class, and like I said, everything's done online, and so we have like a whole website that we go to to do our work. And every night we have work that's due by midnight. The problem is it's 3 hours of work according to the system every night, Monday through Friday, for 5 weeks. If you hand anything in late, it's an automatic 10% deduction from your overall grade for that homework.
Wow.
So if I fail to do the homework tonight and I hand it in, anytime tomorrow or anytime after, I automatically lose 10%. And so once I found that out, I emailed the professor and I said, I just want to let you know I'm working 55, 60 hours a week and I work two jobs. Is there any way we can waive that 10%
No,
late fee
they're not going to care.
as long as I get my work in by the end of the semester? They said no.
Yeah, no, they don't
And
care.
so,
Nope. Your
um,
real life problems, they don't give a shit about that. I already know that. I know there's zero
yeah,
sympathy for students that are working. It's a
yeah.
bad system. It's the same in Canada, sadly. We don't get
Some
breaks on those
professors,
things either, but
I mean, I'm sure she can change the overall grade at the end, but like, she hasn't said anything to me. So it's just very annoying. And so I don't get home until 11 o'clock at night. I'll do some of the work and then I'll fall asleep. I don't always I don't always complete all the work on time.
Raid.
So
Raid.
there's that.
Huh?
But like you said, they just don't care.
Yeah, that's hard, man. Being a student is hard. Same here. We just Ryan the Scout raids. I'm not sure when people pop in though. I've always wondered about raids. Takes a little bit of time.
I remember this guy. He's a real life scout, but I can't remember where. I want to say
Great.
Norway.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone,
Greetings. Indeed. Yeah.
and salutations.
Right. Jacob was just regaling me with his real life problems regarding university. Yeah.
I don't want to be in anymore.
Well, nobody wants to be in university. It just becomes kind of a city,
True.
doesn't it? Stick with it though. It'll be worth it overall. Hey, thanks for the follow.
He starts for Lingby. I just got for Lingby.
Yeah, you scout for Lingby. Oh, right, Lingby in Denmark. That's who I was playing as when we were doing this. We're not actually playing in Denmark anymore. We kind of reached the pinnacle of what we could and switched to our teams in England. And sorry if that was deceiving or misleading in any way. Although I am doing an alternate reality game without Jacob now, where I'm playing as both my Lingby team and his AGF team from that save because I missed it. So I'm trying to be me and him, which is very
Yeah,
difficult, but also interesting.
just show how successful you were with Lingby.
Well, I wasn't. You actually were the only one who had won a European trophy.
Yeah, but you won the league like
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah, but winning the league is, I think winning the Champions League is the real goal. I'd like to try. So I went back to try, and I'm hoping for good things. Let's see.
Gotcha. You won the league every year except the first, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I didn't win it in the first year. That would have been really hard to do with Lingby. Yeah, yeah, very hard. Yeah, oh no, I finished in the top 6 in the very first season. I did do that. You scout for them in real life, which is pretty neat because you know they just had an amazing season in real life, didn't they? Well above expectations. And but I mean, as far as Football Manager goes, I've worked on this game for 20 years, and tactics is one of the things that I'm responsible for, including some of the most of the pre-made tactics. So tactically, I managed to keep them up, yay, and finish in the top 6 for a season. But yeah, then we won the division every year after that. But I haven't won the Champions League with them yet because that's a long way off. Though now I have a pretty competitive team on there, so we'll see. That one I'll probably be doing again on Friday. Should be. I hope. I try to motivate myself. It's hard to motivate myself to play this game without Jacob because he's why I look forward to
Oh,
it. This,
appreciate it.
well, you know, it's fun to chit chat and be social, and that's what makes the game really immersive to me. Although when people stop at my channel and chat while I'm playing it, it's good. And we get the people from our forums sometimes can be like, "Oh, I have so many questions for you," and I'm like, "Well, I hope I have answers." I do try.
Be very surprised if you don't have an answer.
Well, I mean, at the very least, if I don't know something, I try to look into it because I mean, it's nice to be able to just say, "Hey, let me ask one of these people that know the answer to that." It's nice. It's behind some of my tactics. I mean, if you're loading any of the preloaded tactics in the game, most of them are mine. 3:30 a.m. Have a great sleep. Thanks for the rate. Take care. Hope to see you again. I follow you back. I think I was already following you, wasn't I? Nope. Now I am. Have a good one.
So Florentino offered me a job, and Roma is leading Serie A.
Roma's leading the Serie A.
Something's some
Nice.
something's going on in Italy.
I'm happy to hear that though. I like Roma. That is my favorite team in Italy.
Where's Juventus?
Although right now Mourinho's their
Hmm.
manager in real life, so I'm just like, but that's okay. Still like Roma. I don't have to like their manager to still like the team. Okay, so we are going to play a completely different tactic today because I lost the game for the first time in ages. Uh, this is my current situation. I'm only 20 points ahead. I now have 2 losses. So I'm going to do a completely different tactic in honor of that. and hope that this doesn't kick me squarely in the butt too hard. Wait, did I save? Save before
You did.
match. I did. Well, I just got to be
Hmm.
sure because most crashes in this game happen pre-match or in-match. Save immediately after as well too.
See, Gavin Smith.
Because win or lose, I hate having to redo games. Pain in the ass.
um,
We only ever had one crash where we had to redo games ever in the time we were playing, and I remember that. And it was we both played in the Champions League. I think it was during the Stevenage and team were
Morecambe.
you? Yeah, Morecambe, Stevenage
Morecambe.
Morecambe days, and we had to redo one. And it was Champions League, and we had both won our games, and we replayed, and I won and you lost in the
Sounds like
replay.
my luck.
Yeah, yeah,
Sounds like my luck.
yeah, yeah.
Just
And I was like, "You
don't
sure you
know.
don't want to play it again just once more? Because it wasn't our fault the power went out."
Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, because my power went out, and then it came back on, and then it was okay. A pain in the ass that was. Oof. All right, so new formation. I am excited to see how this works, if at all. Oh my goodness! Well, we beat that keeper really badly. 1-0. 1-0. I thought it might have been offside. That's why I was kind of questioning it. A goal, a minute in. Nice start. Start. Stephenson. He's going to get a chance to be a lot more creative in this formation, which makes me happy. And 2-0.
Really?
5
Damn.
minutes in, 2-0. Yep, I have two new tactics to try today. This is one of them. And so far, so good. The other one I'm a little scared of, and I would like to play it in our firm favorites because I'm not sure how it's going to go. And uh, yeah, some tactics make me nervous. Oh no, we have conceded. so so I guess this one, despite how strong it looks defensively, with literally almost 7 at the back, is not as airtight as I had hoped it would be. And I'm also noting that we are wobbling back and forth on possession, which does not make me happy.
We have
So
75% possession.
they have scored on their only and first shot on target because that's just what they do. Sheesh. 0.10 xg on that shot, and of course it went in. And we're getting a penalty. Taker. Stephenson, yes, you stay in. Go ahead and take that penalty for me. All right, 3-1. Yeah, the overall numbers aren't horrible, but I'd like to see that possession number. I don't know that this is designed for control possession, though. Hit them really hard, really fast, and don't let them react, kind of thing. Haven't gotten a clean sheet in a while, though. My goalkeeper was 3 clean sheets ahead of the next closest person. I haven't gotten a clean sheet since. My God, the defense is just porous, though. Just got another chance, but hit the post. That was an interesting discussion that amongst the testing team recently, and I kind of raised an eyebrow because I'm like, wow, people bitch about this all the time, and we're only just now talking about it. Is how often the posts and
Yep.
crossbars get hit in contrast to real life. And I understand that it's supposed to be a visual representation of having a narrow shot, but shouldn't they just
Mhm.
narrowly go wide like they do in real life instead of the amount of crossbars and goalposts that are being hit?
Mhm. Um, I don't know if this is true, but I was either told this or I've been under the impression that the longer your games are, meaning like the type of highlights, whether it's key extended, comprehensive, or full match, the more like different highlights you're gonna find. It's like if you're playing on, I'll pick a random number, but like if you're playing on key highlights, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You'll see the same 32, shot highlights, for example. Whereas if you play on full match, there's more highlights you can possibly see. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
only
if I
only
explained
because
it well.
some misses aren't even played on key highlights. But as
Yeah.
far as goals go, you're not going to see different goal highlights. All the goal highlights
Oh,
are the same. The goal
yeah.
highlights won't change, but you're going to see
Yeah.
more narrow misses and things like that because it doesn't key highlights doesn't show you every build up and play. And yeah, you will see more
Mm.
definitely. But as far as goal highlights, if you're like, well, they're going to score in different ways if I watch the whole match, like, no, they won't. It'll be the same goals overall. But
I'd
I
say
mean,
goals in particular.
no, no, you said just
Okay.
highlights. You'll see more types of
Okay.
highlights. That's accurate. But if you're expecting different goals, I'm just trying to make sure that it's the difference is understood. Okay, well, we won 4-1, but I don't like
Gotcha.
the numbers on that game. That was not a. It's not the way I want to play.
Well,
What are you at?
jump into
54
my game and
minutes,
be
nil
even
nil.
more flabbergasted.
You have a way to just win if you want.
I know.
And the more you play it, the more effective it'll be. One tar okay, fuck. Got second shot on target just as I jumped in and started complaining about it. But damn! Here we are like 60th minute. He's got one shot on target. That's terrible. I hope you're
Mhm.
berating this team right now. So 75 minutes, if it's still tied or you're behind, come on, man. Show me some love.
Mm,
Like I said, he's going to spy on some of my tactics at some point. So I'll just give them to you if you want them. Just ask. Tell me what team you're playing. Tell me what formation you want. I'll give you something that works, and it won't be exploity bullshit. Like I liked that one time when I was so far ahead and I'd won the league, and I'm like, okay, guys, just spit out a random formation, and I'm going to play the next game with it. That worked. I run like 3 out of 4 games. I mean, the one that I lost horribly because what was it? Drop Bear gave me a formation that I was like, dude, no. Okay, I'll try. And it was awful. Yeah, he got me though. I can't blame him for trying to be a bit more creative with it.
Glass.
I mean, I asked for it. It's
That's true.
true. I asked for it, so I expected something to be ridiculous, and he didn't let me down. Come on, man, switch it now. Oh, you're killing me. Killing me. I want to see you win. There's still time. 3 draws in a row
Mm,
for Rochdale. I mean, ha you're undefeated in 3 games, winless in 3 games. It's just glass half full or empty right here. I don't know how you would take it. I would be pissed if it was me.
Um, oh, that's okay. No, it is what it is.
True. True. I mean, seriously can't argue with that. It definitely is exactly that, yes.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, as far as your trouble with football manager not being databases you want out of the park not be so have you considered just doing east side hockey manager?
No, never.
You don't like it?
I would never play that game.
Oh, how come?
Uh, I prefer Franchise Hockey Manager more,
Oh, okay. Well,
even though I
that's
don't play either.
well,
I
franchise
will.
hockey manager is a way worse hockey simulation, but it looks nicer. It's fancier, but the hockey simulation itself is
Yes, I wonder
awful.
if it's because I don't want to support. Because that was under the. Is that that's under SI, right? East Side Hockey Manager.
No, it's just Rizani's game. That's literally my game.
Oh,
So I'm just like, oh, okay. No, no, that game belongs to Riz, and it's no longer SI at all. It's just him. He does it in his
it
free
came
time
out
now.
with SI.
No,
Is that correct?
no.
No.
The original Eastside Hockey Manager was a freeware game that we did on
Okay.
Visual Basic Student Edition. It was on my
Okay.
website, fhockey.com, and that's where you could get it for a lot of years. And then, yeah, then we made it for SI games because they gave us an opportunity to make it with a real database. Hence why I know so goddamn much about what's in the Football Manager uh, game engine, etc., etc. Because it hasn't
Okay.
changed a lot since then, strangely enough. So I've seen a ton of the source code and I know how lots of the things work. However, no, now it's just Riz doing it in his spare time and is
Okay.
no longer part of SI because Sega fucked that one up. They really did. They
Sega
distributed.
doing Sega things.
Well,
Okay.
they insisted on physical distribution and not digital distribution because at the time that was still the main way to distribute games. But
Hmm.
sadly, they distributed it evenly across most of North America, which is really silly because like well, a city like Edmonton, Alberta, had 100 copies that sold out in a
Oh.
day, and more people wanting it. There was 100 copies sitting in Nashville, Tennessee, before they
Mm.
even had a bloody team, and everybody's like,
Hmm.
"Hockey, we don't need any of that shit in here." So those copies just sat there doing nothing, and of course, the sales figures were awful because of this. And even though we begged for digital distribution so that all these people, because man, we were getting emails like all these people in Canada, especially like, where's this game? I want to buy this game. I can't find this game. And we couldn't get Sega to distribute more copies there or even let us do a digital distribution. And it was like banging your head against a wall. So it was like,
Okay.
okay. So people just started pirating it.
Hmm.
And then the pirate numbers came out. They're just like, well, look how many people are pirating your game. I'm like,
Your fault.
yeah, well, so, I mean, but these are different departments, right? That don't communicate
Hmm.
with each other. The marketing department, they're just like, well, your game is being pirated, but the distribution department is just like, well, no, no, we're just going to stick to what we're doing. You guys are fucking this up for everybody. So anyway, game got canceled after 3 versions, and
That's unfortunate.
now it's just a free time game that's done, but it's a superior hockey simulation in every conceivable way. Uh, be a,
Awarded by 14 clubs.
So, ironically, one of the leagues that I did extensive research for on Eastside Hockey Manager was the Western Hockey League, the juniors
Hmm.
in the West up here. And my assistant researcher for that was Jeff, the guy who makes Franchise Hockey Manager.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he's done a good job. He has for what he's been given to work with. But I mean, he's also taken a baseball engine and tried to turn it into hockey, and it's still wildly just to me insane. Like Connor McDavid didn't even finish in the top 10 scoring in the first 2 seasons I played, and he was healthy both years. The Vesna Trophy was won by the Chicago Blackhawks backup goalie. I'm like, like I got the Toronto Maple Leafs starting goaltender on waivers for free. Like this, the hockey sim in it's garbage. It's terrible. I don't know how they can possibly enjoy that game the way it is. And they've had like what 9 versions now. Have ironed out that shit. You can't do instant trades during the draft. What the hell, right? Like you could have trade deadline day where you can do instant trades on trade deadline day, but during the draft, you cannot do instantaneous trades. And you know how many trades happen at the draft in real life? A
A
shit
lot,
ton.
I'd
Yeah,
imagine.
and it's not even something you can do in the game. And I've been bitching about that since I think FHM 2 or 3. Still not Still not in it.
Can you do me a favor? I'm sorry, I have to
Mhm.
cut you off real
That's
quick.
fine. That's fine.
Can you go to my team and look at Scott Thompson? Tell me what his value is in your currency.
Scott Thompson. Well, you've got him set to a price right now. One solid
Yes.
price,
Yes.
550K
550K.
in my currency. Yeah.
Would you sell him for 1.1 million?
In my currency?
Yeah.
No, only because he is a good young player with tremendous upside. And I remember the last time I had a scouting report on him is he's going to be a decent championship player in the future.
Problem is, I promised to sell him if a bid of 550,000 in your currency comes in. It's currently at 1.1 million in your currency, and I don't know how much higher I can go because I don't know his actual value.
You're selling an incredibly good prospect for nothing. That's what's happening. I'm sorry that you had got sucked into making that promise with him. That's not your fault at all. Plus, his contract is up at the end of this year, so cash in.
Okay.
That's sad to lose a player that's that good and a big up and comer. But 1.1 million, yeah, that's more than you promised. So I would take it before you lose him for nothing because it's January 1st and his contract is up in in June.
So I got it to 1.4 million.
Well, hell, do a hallelujah dance and buy yourself a new AMC. Damn though, he's a good
My
player. Sad to lose him.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I tried renewing his contract just before,
Oh well, shit happens
and
in
I
this
tried.
game.
So essentially, what I was doing is I was trying to get them to add a percentage of. Oh,
Somebody,
yes, I would like the loan back.
oh, you got a loan back. Oh yeah, nice too.
Um, it kept adding percentage of next sales on there, and they kept raising the transfer price and taking it off.
Mhm.
So I just kept doing that until they gave an ultimatum.
Okay, okay. I mean,
So
that's well done. Way to play that up, right?
yeah, yeah. Because I think from now on, every transfer that I ever want to do has to have that clause in it, a percentage of next sale.
That's perfectly
I think.
reasonable. I think that's
I
perfectly
think.
reasonable. That's a great way to make money down the line.
Especially, yeah, especially if you plan on playing a save with just one team.
Or if nothing else, if you even if you switch teams, at least you're setting them up for some future success with their finances. Because
Yeah.
future sale fees are actually a pretty big deal. And even if you don't end up getting them, you can often sell them early for some much needed cash injection right now.
Yes.
And I'm always like,
Hmm.
yes, give me that money. It's like, I need 450K
So
quickly. Let's check. In fact,
here,
you know what? I'm going to do it right now.
here's the thing.
Clauses.
Ready?
I can only buy a clause. I can't sell it. Yep.
So my players are gonna get annoyed that Scott Thompson's gonna leave, but he's coming back at the end of the year. They should not get upset at that. I find that incredibly frustrating that when you're a growing side and you sell a good player, but you bring him back in on loan, you can still lose the dressing room over that.
I agree. All right, so these are
True.
strikers I was looking at. I should probably save search. Tall strikers. That's the name of that search. Oh, and they're also below the age of 20, so all young. Now I don't get too convoluted if I start putting too much into it. Let's take that 20. So here comes my search for a right side defender. Wait, how much money do I? None! Yay! How much could I have? Very little. Hooray! I already blew a lot of money, so I can't really be too upset about this. has requested 3.6 million. Some of these guys, why
I
do
think
they
it's
even
this
show up as
training unit. It's
interested?
not.
Oh shoot! Silas cards full. Like me, Liverpool. How about that? Anyway, pay for this guy, so it doesn't matter. Are you out? I doubt he'd want to play for me. All right, let's kind of scroll past some of these. These aren't going to team actuality. I know I'm supposed to sort them by realistic, but I don't. Sometimes you can talk a player into joining you that wouldn't necessarily join you. So I consider everybody. Okay, now we're getting into could play for me. Um, Hado. This guy's better than him. Transfer, make an offer, loan. That's very reasonable. Central defender? No, no, I want to play him as a defender on the right. It's okay. How much you can milk me? Oh, slightly bit more when he's playing. What? You should charge me more when he's not playing. Stop being a jerk, maybe? Unused. See, that makes more sense. Yeah, I'll pay you more if I'm not using him, not if I am using him. That makes no sense. Gonna pay us more when he's playing. It's like, well, I'll put him on the bench then. You'd think they'd want them to play. I do that a lot where I'm like, you pay more if you're not playing them, and then they end up playing them more because they don't want to pay more.
Right?
Because the AI is smart enough in this game to save itself money when it can. It's not smart enough to
Mhm.
purposely concede a goal and not have to pay out clean sheet bonuses, however. Because that's just, things that a team shouldn't do. It just reminds me Accrington Stanley, the first year that I ever researched for them, and the last game of the season in real life, not in the game. They conceded late, and the owner of Accrington celebrated. He didn't want to pay the clean sheet bonuses.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
That's one of those things you just like, wow. Saved him a lot of money, apparently. Uh,
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I don't want to sell anybody, actually.
I can. I can. Oh my god! I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game.
Ah, shit. Other people are after him. What? Somebody's making you sell somebody?
Yes, but I can do better deals. Or at least give me the chance.
I don't know. Oh, your board is being. You're bored again.
Mm-hmm.
I am so confused why you keep getting those boards and I never do. I mean, I've had it so like I was
I
forced to
can't.
sell once.
I can't argue them.
Holy shit! Wow.
I cannot argue them.
I'm sorry. I better look for a plan B just in case this guy doesn't join me. 'Cause other teams are after him. Oh no. They wanted me to play him as a central defender. 6 foot, 14 jumping, and 8 heading. He's not even going to be really all that great of a wingback now that I look at it. Good defensively. Whoa. His band.
Well, let's see if we can get you to go to Watford.
confusing.
I don't. You want to go to Southampton? You're not going to make us money.
Uh-huh.
1.8. All right, 2.2. 1.2.
5 dribbling.
Sorry, I'm trying to do this
Sorry.
the best I can.
Sorry. I'm looking for a
I don't
right
know.
back right now.
0.5.
I appreciate having the time to look for a player.
Sure.
Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, follower. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. I think this guy would be okay. I wonder what his potential is like. He's got a good current ability, I think. Let's try to math this. This guy looks nice. Maybe I will go after him instead. How much? Whoa, they really want me to pay a lot of money per month for him. 4,800. Where would that put him on my highest paid players? Uh, Second highest.
1.5 million.
Defender right,
475,000.
wing back. That's exactly what I play him as. But that is so expensive. This is a pricey one. If I really am serious about upgrading my right back position, I have the wage budget. 4,800. That's a tough one. Well, you look after a puppy.
The
Oh,
problem.
oh, Pixar didn't happen. I love puppies. Okay, enjoy. Thanks for lurking. uh,
It's not enough money.
I feel
Okay.
like I can get a better player for less money than him. Oh, that's crazy though. He's good. He's really good. 4,800 a week. No.
So here's another good question for you
Oh, oh.
when you're ready.
I am ready.
Would you rather have 2.2 million upfront or 1.5 million with it? Hold on, let me redo this. Would you rather have 2.2 million upfront or 1.5 million upfront with 1.2 million over the next 3 years total? So it's
So
2.7 total.
so that's 2.9. So oh, it's 2.7. So 2.2 or 2.7. I'd rather have 2.7.
Doesn't matter how you get it, just the fact that it's more
It's more.
is
Well, no, no, that's not true because if it's going to be like after games played or goals scored or international appearances, I don't like those ones. But if it's just straight
okay.
up making payments over time, that money's still coming in,
All right,
and
so the
it's
first
always
one is
positive.
just the
2.2
first
straight
one is
up
just yeah. The second one is 1.5 straight up,
and 1.2 over
and
3
then
years.
actually I actually did that wrong. It's 475,000 over 2 years.
Oh, that's not enough to make it a big enough difference then.
Then there's 350,000 after 10 league appearances and 275,000 after an international appearance,
Uh,
with a percentage of profit from the next sale, 40%.
the
I wish I could show you that. You know what?
percentage
Here,
of
let me do it
profit
this way.
percentage of profit's nice. I like that, but I don't like the after international appearance because depending on what country he's from, there's a pretty good chance he's never making that appearance. Am I right?
English.
Yeah, he's. I don't think there's an English player on your team that's ever playing for the national team. No offense. Is it? Wait, is it? Off the top of my head, is this Liam Tarrington we're talking about?
No. I'll share my screen with you here.
Okay. Sam, get to
Go to the DMs. The DMs. That's where I'm sharing it at least.
watch stream.
Do you see it? Or no?
Yes, I do. In this case, I'd take the 2.2.
But that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because this is non-negotiable.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I'd be like, raise that payment one, but yeah, you can't. So in this case, I'd take the 2 point because then you can just use it immediately. That has its own advantages.
Oh no 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 no.
Not allow him to go. Suppose I should stick to players that are actually listed for loan, hey? This guy can play both sides. I wonder what he would cost me per month. 3,200 still for. Man, these teams must think I'm rich.
Don't want to go. They don't want you to go to Southampton. What's their offer? Their offer is 300,000 upfront, 300K over 2 years. See, I. Oh my god.
Sounds like something's
This is
breaking your
such.
head.
It's such a bad deal. This is something that they would do in real life. Like, it's just like the worst deal you can imagine. Yet,
I don't know. I can imagine a lot. I don't know what this guy's potential is, but I think for this cheap, if he just played one season for me, let's ask how much he wants for wages. 72.5. I can get it down to 62.2.
his offer.
I will offer you. Okay, wait. Oh, work permit. He's not going to get a work permit. Never mind. I got to think about all the. I always forget about work permits. I don't know why. I shouldn't. I should be quite aware of them. Okay, but put him in that. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I could see him be okay, depending on how much they want. Oh, oh, that's affordable. Not going to play as a no nonsense fullback. Let's see how much they up it by for that. They're not increasing it, but he can be recalled. Okay. Let's just, for the sake of fun, see if. Oh, they will. Okay, I have no idea what his potential is, but I am not obligated to pay that fee, so there's no downside that I can see. Alrighty then. Hopefully that'll give me a decent backup right back. Hopefully.
Forest and Watford.
Actually, he might even challenge for starting minutes. Good problem to have. Right. Let's see. Left back. Center back. I mean, when it comes to wages, I have plenty of space to add more players. I don't feel like I need to improve my attack or midfield. For League Two, these guys are absolutely so. Boys, I guess. Wait. Bullseye. Since then Shea Charles. Who's my defensive midfielder? So he's probably not what I should be considering. Jessamine. Oh, not bad. Yeah, he's not terrible for me too. I got to remember what division I'm in when I'm doing this. Like I'm not trying to put together a Premier League team here. I would like Stephenson to stop developing so much, though,
Why is that?
because so many teams want him now, and holding on to him would be hard if he develops too quickly. My most recent scouting report is that he would be a decent midfielder for Premier League sides, and I'm like, I disagree. I think he'd be good in the Championship, but still, I'm in League Two, and Championship is quite a bit
Really
higher,
good.
quite a bit higher than we
Mhm.
are. So yeah, looking at my star ratings, I'm like, I got really low star ratings on some of these players, and then I remember, oh yeah, I got these two screwing up the curve. So everybody else is just lower compared to them.
Why do you want to leave? We don't have that kind of money.
What kind do you
Happiness.
have? Okay. 1 million is an optional future fee. That's not bad.
I don't know who you would play. You're physical. You're a good passer.
Wow, listen, all these compliments flying around.
Um, balance 16, natural fitness 16, stamina 14, pace 13, decision 16, determination 15, flair 14, off the ball 11, teamwork 15, passing 15, technique 15, first touch 12. What do you need for to be a shadow striker? Dribbling, finishing, first touch. Decisions, concentration. I think you'd be a very good shadow striker here.
I think it's really funny that the team that was picked to win our division at the start of the season is in 21st.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Uh-huh. Supposed to finish ahead of me. They're sitting in 21st. Ouch.
Hmm. Um, what did was there a they have what happened? Hold on, they have one training facilities. What happened?
To who? Birmingham?
Yeah,
Really?
the club youth setup was scrapped 3 seasons ago.
One for training facilities? What did it?
Take a look.
What? I'm looking. I'm like, what did it burn down?
It, it doesn't show up as an event in their history.
Yeah, but they don't start with a one. I don't think. Actually,
I don't think so either,
I don't know, but that doesn't seem like they would.
right?
Should we fix it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, shit could happen, so I don't see why we would.
For the season, I'll let you go out.
My first instinct is like, I should see what kind of players I can poach from them. That's right.
Sure, why not?
Go for blood. See, their best player seems so far. I mean, one, but right off the bat, looking at values, this seems like their best player. And oh my, I gotta say he's got to be around 130 overall. His price, and he wants out.
Hmm.
2.6 million. If only I had it. He's only 5'10" though, and is a striker, but he can play right wing. So, all right, let's go look at who else they might have. Oh, this guy's got a decent value. Jordan James. Huh. 115-ish is my guess. Not bad. Bad. He also is unhappy. His value is, well, difficult to gauge. Wants to leave the club after getting relegated. I imagine this is why they're not doing well, is all of their players that are good are unhappy.
I'm gonna continuously leave.
And they got some good. Not gonna bother looking at their loans. I don't know, man. How much money do you have?
Nothing.
You have $0? Okay. See if you can
I
scoop
have.
Jordan James on loan with a future buy. I bet you he'd be worth it.
I'm already looking at someone else from Charlton, I think it is.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So once I
Perfectly
get that
reasonable.
sorted out,
Yeah, Birmingham's got a couple of guys that could be poached, but I don't think they're going to loan out their striker because he's got a much solid higher value. Whereas this Jordan James guy has a high upper value, but his lower value is very reasonable. It's hard to say what they would actually get.
we got knocked out of the FA Cup, didn't we? Yeah.
Yes. I beat Wrexham in the FA Cup because I think Wrexham knocked you out.
Oxford did.
Oxford. Okay. I just blame everything on Rexford right now.
I'm
Or
okay with
Wrexham.
that.
Wrexham. Sorry, I just blame everything on them. Everything is their fault.
I'm totally okay with that.
Oh, and I got to play Bournemouth in 3 days for the FA Cup third round. I'm like, I don't think I'm playing starters for that because they're gonna smash us. Who did I offer for a loan on right back? I think I like this guy better. I'm gonna go ahead and withdraw my interest in this fool. Bunch of bigger teams put in a bid for him, so I probably won't get him. Oh no, I'm missing my
Not with
best.
that mentality.
Yeah, well, that's true. Want to be positive, I might get further. My best central defender is absent for this game. That's good enough for me. Do, 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 do. Let's go win the. What do they call this trophy again now? I renamed it.
Carabao Cup.
No, I'm not in the Carabao Cup. You know, the Johnston's Paint Trophy. It's called something else now.
Papa John's
Papa
Trophy.
John's Trophy. That's the one I want to win. I like winning this one. This is my Carabao Cup. Actually, this is basically my FA Cup, if I'm honest. uh, for our level. All right, that new right winger, now that he can play right wing naturally, is really starting to flourish. Amouche. A fun name. Amouche. It's his first name.
I'll
Abdelhamid.
be
Okay.
I'm just gonna turn off the light.
Abdelhamid Amouche. Nope. I will call him whatever he likes as long as he keeps scoring.
Huh?
My new right winger. Saying his name is fun. Amouche. It's his last name. His first name's Abdelhamid. Said I'll call him whatever he likes as long as he keeps scoring. He has been having a very good run of form lately. That is
It's
great.
a daily league. Oh, you know what? No, yesterday was Wednesday. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, not a bad half. Not bad. I want to make sure that they get complacent. Oh my God, you guys, why? Why must you be this way? Inspired. Cully, better. Get it together. Fired up. Aha! Everybody's good. Okay, got out of that one. That was almost a mess.
So you watch a bit of baseball, I assume, right?
Yeah.
There's a player in Miami
Oh yeah.
by the name of Luis Ariz.
Uh huh.
His batting average is 398.
Holy shit. Yep.
Yes, he's played 70 games this year. His batting average is 398.
Uh huh. So and nobody saw this coming. I'm guessing
No, no, a lot of people. Well, everyone knows he's a great hitter, but
nobody thought he was a
obviously hitting
398 hitter in the
400,
majors.
like, yeah, yeah. Um,
But then
so
who
I have him
is?
in. I I have him in a 30-team fantasy league, right?
Uh huh.
So I offered him out. I put him on the trading block because I'm rebuilding. So I figured I can get a bunch of prospects for him,
Yeah, but no,
right? Huh?
no.
Nothing. I
Yeah.
got one offer, and it was for a fourth string catcher in the majors.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah,
almost
people
wanted
probably
to
think
put,
he's a one-hit wonder.
but he contributes to two main categories: average and on base percentage, but not much anything else. But listen, if you have a guy that's batting 398, you could have
Yeah, it doesn't
the
matter.
rest of your team power hitters,
I mean, that's the
and that's
NL. I mean,
398
considering the leading hitter in the AL right now is Bo Bichette at what 320 ish, somewhere around that mark.
something.
Yeah, that's so. This guy's just a whole nother level right now for the major.
Yeah. So I was surprised that I didn't get as
Well,
much as I thought I was going to
I
get
think
for
people
him.
don't think he can maintain it. It's probably what it is. He's not a proven hitter, So
Okay.
I'd be
I
reluctant
will.
too if I was somebody else in your league and somebody put this guy up. I was like, yeah, they're trying to cash in on him while he's got the highest possible upside. However, is what he's doing sustainable?
I think so. I believe so. Because I'll tell you what his batting averages have been for the past couple of seasons.
Not in the majors though.
No, in the majors.
Oh, he has been in the majors. Okay.
So he's been in the majors since 2019. In 2019, he played in 92 games and batted 334.
It's pretty good.
In 2020, the shortened season, he played 32 games, batted 321.
Not bad.
2021, he played in 121 games. He batted 294,
A
which is
bit of a
still
dip.
fantastic.
Bit of a dip, but yeah.
Yes, bit of a dip, but still fantastic. Last year, 2022, in 144 games, he batted 316.
Okay.
And this year, in 68 games, he's batting 398.
Just he's not going to maintain it. Like, that history tells me that he's hitting well above his station right now, and that eventually he will probably level out closer to somewhere down around 320. which is still
Okay.
good. But I'm not giving up a shit ton of prospects for a 320 hitter who contributes nothing else.
Hmm. Okay. Fair. Interesting.
I get what you're trying to do.
I,
Cash in on him while he's up. That's great. That's the smart move. But yeah, I'm glad that there aren't a bunch of other people in your league that think that, hey, drop bear.
I dropped there. It's been a while.
You're listening to this with no idea. Yeah, you don't know baseball. Sorry. We'll go back to talking about football now. Having ticked off some of your ministers, you must be rather concerned. Parents and I long-term vision. We're definitely making progress. Okay, good. Because yeah, we have officially avoided relegation. Apparently, I think.
Possibly.
Is that what happened? I'm not sure. They just said I ticked off one of my goals and I didn't see anything. Reach the latter stages of the EFL trophy. Oh, okay, that's what I've done. Well, hooray! You're a fan of a better batting sport, cricket? Oh,
Yeah.
don't go there.
550.
You had to? I mean, I suppose you do. Since you play cricket, it does stand to reason. You walk around in fancy pajamas. It's hard to beat that. But anytime I've ever seen cricket, I'm like, why don't they give those outfielders gloves? Because wow, those people are weird trying to catch the ball with their bare hands.
It's a lot of
uh,
money. That's a lot of money
that you
for
don't
Steve
need them.
Fasol.
Uh, silliness.
Where's the 275? See, oh, I hate this game. Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah, I think you've mentioned it once or twice today alone.
I'm not spending 700 fucking $1,000. But of course, they won't get mad because the game.
Okay, well, cricket's the second biggest sport in the world. We know that. However, that theory has been put to test that a cricket hitter would be excellent in baseball. No, they're not. It's a completely different approach. The ball in cricket isn't coming at you 110 miles an hour for starters. So yeah, no, let's not go there. That was tested years and years and years ago, and cricket hitters cannot hit Major League Baseball pitchers. They just can't. It's a completely
Ball
different
doesn't
approach.
ball doesn't bounce before it gets to the batsman either.
Yeah. You mean catching it? Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember what the hell his name was. They had like one of the greatest cricket hitters of all time, and they put him up against some of the major leagues. They had three MLB pitchers, and he never got a single hit off of any of them. So, yeah, yeah. Did he use a cricket bat too? I don't remember. Let me. Uh, no, he used a regular baseball bat, but still, yeah. Randy Johnson was one of the pitchers. Oof. Yeah, no, I mean, not many people get hits off of him.
Regular base. Yeah, I was just gonna say MLB guys can't even hit him.
Randy Johnson was a freak. Uh, oh, Jessamyn's leaving me. I didn't re-sign him. I wonder why. Oh, okay. Probably doesn't have a side. That's why. Oh well. I'm not selling anybody right now. I don't want to do that because I won't make enough money for it to matter. It's a bigger ball than a cricket ball. Well, yeah, but hitting it's still very, very different thing. Catching it, I don't know. They use gloves because it hurts. It's a baseball harder than a cricket ball. I can't imagine. I mean, I've caught a baseball with my bare hand once, and it hurt a lot. Okay. Just- why do they use gloves in baseball and not cricket? Let's Google that.
Definitely.
Because of the
But also,
number of broken bones that it causes to catch a ball without a glove in baseball. In the 1930s, it became commonplace because of how many people broke their hands catching the ball. But apparently, that's not an issue in cricket. People don't break their hands catching. So I'm guessing a baseball is harder. Let's check that out. Baseballs are way harder than cricket balls, according to this. The cricket ball is heavier in weight, but apparently a baseball is a lot harder. Yeah, anyway. I can only speculate on these things because I don't know enough personally to. Should I try to win this game? No, my guys are really high match loads. I need to focus on the lead. Wait, that's not true. How many to my head? 20. Okay, let's try to win this stupid cup game. I don't think I'm beating Bournemouth, but we might as well give it a go. Yeah, I don't know. There's apparently people aren't breaking their hands catching cricket balls, but I know that people break their hands catching baseballs with the bare hand. So chalk that up to whatever reasoning there is. Seen people break hands catching cricket balls? All right. It's like it's 1-0 Bournemouth 7 minutes in. Yeah, no surprise. I guess the information states that it doesn't happen as frequently in cricket, though, so I'm not sure what to say. I know, like, if you were like, cricket doesn't have a catcher, right? Behind. So, because I mean,
um,
nobody would want to catch any ball that's going 100 miles an hour without a glove.
no, there's a person behind the batsman in cricket.
Oh, okay.
So so the
All right.
point for cricket is the bowler, which is the pitcher,
Yeah.
has to throw the ball and hit the wickets, one of the three wickets.
Yeah. Well, the catchers do have
Um,
gloves. Well, how about that?
yeah.
So you do use gloves. Just give them to everyone. That's silly.
But I understand some of cricket.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've watched it a few times, but I'm always like, man, baseball's way better than this. uh, I've seen cricket, but yeah, it's not as frequently. I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's like I said, I don't know how often it happens in cricket, so you guys tell me. I'll believe you. It's good that you have more information on that. I just the theory is that baseball players wear gloves because they were getting injured more frequently than cricket players were. So that's why they do it, and cricket players don't. All right, let's check out the thing Drop Bear sent me. Holy cow, look at that. Wait, wait, wait. Isn't there people further back than that? What if they hit it really, really far? This is a setup that looks like they don't expect that guy to hit it very far. So, yeah. 2-1. Okay, well, we got a goal back. So we are actually winning possession. And XG. Oh, I hate it when I'm losing a game and I've got better XG. Get mad at my players. That was a
Excuse
test
me.
match, so they still only have 5 days. Oh, I see. Plus, the one thing about cricket that I couldn't wrap my head around is games can last like days. What's up with that? What they get like super dehydrated and tired? I mean, they obviously must take breaks of some sort. Yes,
Let
exactly.
me
That's
know.
what we were saying before. I'm not sure if you were there for the start of the conversation. That baseball, the ball does in fact go much, much faster. So that yeah, the velocity would be a big contributing factor. You have 2 day matches. How do you do that? How do you play a game for 2 days? How? How is that? How is that a thing? Don't you sleep? Don't you eat? Don't you go to the washroom? Oh my god, they just scored on us again. Well, I didn't think we were going to win this, honestly. So, just a sec here. Bournemouth is in, yeah, the Premier League. uh, Start at 1 p.m. on Saturday and finish around 7 p.m. So it's only 6 hours. That's not 2 days long. Fullback. 3-2. It's 3-2. But you do that for 2 days. Oh, yeah, okay, that's different though. If it's only in 6 hour bursts, I mean, that's long. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like you're running constantly. Baseball is one of those ones where you're mostly standing around. And so I imagine cricket's very similar. That's interesting.
Let me let me know when your game is finished because I'm not um on the game right now. I'm
Okay.
looking something up.
No problem. I'm just making all my subs. The game should be over reasonably soon. It's 3-2. I thought maybe I should go for it, but I don't care that much, honestly. One less cup to think about. It's not the worst thing right now. Don't want my players getting this tired anyhow. But we're trying to give these guys a match. Two's not terrible. Oh, we still may yet get in and oh, give the ball away. Got it back though. Come on. Do something. Oh, how about this? How about it? It's I hit the post. Aussie rules football. Absolutely. Yep.
I love watching AFL.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think speaking of running games, I think if Americans found out about the AFL, the NFL would go to crap.
Yeah, probably.
'Cause I think Americans would think it's just so much more interesting.
Yeah. 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 Well, but lots of people have been asked why they prefer the NFL, and they're like, "There's just more strategy." Are you kidding?
Mm,
Are you joking? Have you even actually watched the other one?
it's just
So 4 quarters of 20 minutes each in time on. Right, yeah. We lost to Bourne to the surprise of no one.
that's not me saying I don't realize. It's not me saying I don't make a profit from the group as I do. The reason for charging isn't to make a profit, if that makes sense. I charge for the time that I have to put into the algorithms, maintaining everything, the cost of running, paying other companies from.
Mm, this game is a week, so I don't.
Someone's trying to. Stupid.
Someone's trying to stupid. Yeah, that happens a lot. Most of the time, they don't have
Oh,
to try very hard.
alright, you have some to give. The game's not over yet?
Yeah, it's long since over.
Oh, I didn't hear you say it was over. I'm sorry.
I did. It's like we lost to Bournemouth to the surprise of nobody anywhere ever, and I'm just
I
sitting
wasn't
here.
listening for a result. I was just waiting for an it's over.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
like
I
Henry.
Yeah, I've been sitting here for a little while, kind of just like
I'm sorry.
looking around. It's funny how we sit here and play Football Manager and talk about literally, 90 other
Anything.
sports every single time. Sports are just so damn interesting.
They are. The fact we're only 4 points off promotion, 4 points, 3 points off promotion is truly amazing. Although, I guess we should be in the promotions spots.
Well, you're doing fine. You are. I was hoping you'd, challenge for second. It's not too late, but it looks more likely you'll go up via a playoff than anything. But I don't know. It'd be nice to snag that third place. You're not too far away from it.
Hmm.
Just got to get on a hot streak. That's all there is to it. Why didn't you think of that? Right? That's one of those why didn't I think of that moments.
Yeah.
A hot streak, you say? What a brilliant idea. I'll get right on it. You're traveling? Where? Oh, damn it. Apparently, there is some kind of international tournament. That's annoying.
Shit, here in last.
Who's in last? What?
So, in one of my fantasy leagues I'm in, there's a minimum amount of innings pitched your entire team needs to have in order to qualify for the pitching stats.
I see.
And right now, my team is nowhere near that. So I need to find some pitching in order to get above those minimums because the rule is if you're egregiously far away from the minimums, you can get kicked out of the league.
Hmm,
And I half don't want to get kicked out.
right.
So
Half don't want to get kicked out, but half you don't
yeah,
care.
yes, you're absolutely right on that. And it sounds weird, I know.
Yeah,
Sounds weird, I know.
half don't
But
care. Then I mean, sounds like something you're not having as much fun with as you would like.
I don't have, with this Amazon job, I just don't have time to do anything. And I don't like it because like it gets to the point where like if I can be home for a day and do absolutely nothing and just lay in my bed all day,
You would.
I would love that. But I can't because I have to do grown up shit. Or I have my second job,
Uh huh.
which granted is fun, but it I lose the entire day.
See what you're saying. Yeah. So as far as pitchers go, you talking starters, relievers, what?
I need really, really crappy starting pitchers. And I'm talking about like
Because
if your ERA is
everybody
above
el-
7,
everybody else is taken. What you're trying to say?
yes, there is nobody on the no free agents whatsoever.
Oh, so your only hope is
Yeah.
to get somebody that's like, uh,
Sure, let me Oh,
I don't know how helpful I can be then.
I just put in a trade offer to trade one of my future draft picks for a guy whose ERA is a 6.38.
Uh,
His whip is a 1.63.
why would you
Now,
do this? 'Cause you have
because
to,
he's getting innings. Yes, because I have to.
but he's not going to get innings for much longer.
He plays for the Athletics. He's going to get innings.
I mean, my way of approaching that would be like, okay, so who has a bunch of injuries on their rotation, and who's going to be simply being called up from AAA? Start looking at that's what I would do.
Yeah, but AAA, that doesn't guarantee a player being called up from AAA.
What injuries? If there's enough injuries, it does.
Yeah, but not for the rest of the season.
Depends how long the injury is for, right?
Okay. You have a point there, but yeah, you have a point. I figure if they have a lot of starts and a lot of innings pitched, that they're going to continue to start, even though they have been bad.
Hmm.
And I mean, like, I'm talking like 8, 9, 10, 11 starts. Like, you've been this bad so far. They're probably just going to go with you for the foreseeable future.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I could give you suggestions for decent future pitchers, but not much for current ones. Like,
Mhm.
if the Jays get too many more injuries, like they just lost
Huh?
Green and Pop, both got injured, so they're probably going to call up Hagen Danner. I don't know if he's available as a free agent for you or if somebody's
How do you
already gone.
spell his last name?
Danner, Daner, I believe. His first name's Hagen, but he'll be pitching soon. Don't know how much, but he'll be pitching.
He's on a team.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, because he's a prospect. Okay,
Yeah.
right. I have no way of knowing how many players people have taken. So he's in AAA and he's on a team. That's great. Yeah,
Um,
you're hooped.
I'll tell you, 1,800 players can be rostered
How many?
throughout the league. 1,800. Yeah.
How did you
So
end
it's
up with no active pitchers? Basically, like that's you got nothing but prospects. Is that what happened?
let's see.
So you're
I
playing that
have
like you would play Football Manager. If they're over 22, they're too old.
two of them are out for the season.
Oh, that hurts.
One of them was a starter but got moved to the bullpen.
Yeah, that hurts.
Uh, one of them was got sent down, and I have three relievers.
Mm, damn.
Actually,
Well, let's move forward in
yeah.
the game
So,
too.
I'm sorry. I thought. Oh, sorry. I'm in a meeting. That's why I didn't go forward. But yeah. So
That is
it's
incredible.
yeah. I mean, the league is okay. He's signing for Southampton. I want to shoot this guy.
You want to shoot him? Okay. Um, scary.
$600,000 upfront. $71,000 per league appearance for 10 games, which is 710,000. That brings the total transfer to 1.3 million. $350,000 after 20 league appearances. That brings it up to 1.6. $350,000 after an international appearance, which won't happen. Although the deal that I mustered up was 2.6 million, which is better. Ah, he-
Okay.
He's dead to me.
All right.
What's his squad status? Does it show on the page?
Ooh, I play Oldham and then I play you. We have a game against Jacob coming up. Yay! That's where I'll try my
Is there a way?
tactic.
Is there a way to figure out squad status? Let's see. Oh, he's on the U21s. That's he came to the academy as well. Wow, he's been at the club for 4.5 years. You wanna know why they do that? It's because I'm always strapped for cash. If I was in a better financial position, they wouldn't be pressured to sell players. That's gotta be why. 'Cause you're always in a much better financial position than I am.
Yes, I've noticed. But I also don't spend every penny I have available to me.
Hmm,
That's part of it. I mean, with these two teams right now, I walked onto a much richer team than you. There's just no denying
mhm,
that. We know this to be true. But in
mhm.
other games, no. I mean, my Lingby side ended up with more money than your AGF side because I just don't spend every last dime. I don't spend over my wage budget. Don't use all of my transfer budget if I can help. So sometimes I do. Right now, I've got 20,000 a week in transfer budget or wage budget I'm not using. That's a lot.
That's crazy. I don't know. I feel like you should be using it, but obviously you're doing better than I am in the game, so I won't talk.
I should be using it, sure, but I mean, like, if I don't have to, I won't. That's how I look at it.
That's fair.
Uh, I'd like to get further ahead financially, so that's going to be like almost 2 million I save my team right there, which will still be in the
Mhm.
balance, which hopefully will be factored into transfer budget next season. That kind of thing.
That does make sense.
Holy shit! I'm going to be doing a bunch of research on this.
On what?
So there's this burglar who's suing an old lady for injuries sustained during breaking into her house. So he was breaking into her garage and he cut himself trying to get through the corner lift of the door garage, and he's suing her for this.
Yeah, interesting.
Like, yeah, she didn't attack him or anything. This guy tried to break into her garage, hurt himself doing so, and is suing her. Unfortunately, there's all kinds of precedent in his favor. That just pisses me off.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to help with that the other way around.
Yeah.
Bunch of precedent the other way. That sucks so bad. This is an old lady too.
Yeah.
I can't believe stuff like that is even considered. What was she supposed to do about this? Have a safer garage for him to break into, right?
If it goes, just jury, just listen how ludicrous that sounds.
Yeah, yeah. Even as I said it, I'm just like, I can't. Oh man,
All right. So who is going to be my AMC going forward? In fact, let's have another go at that kid from Cheltenham.
let's put this together. Sky up to. Is that what I want?
Oh, nice.
Gosh, this 7 players on the bench thing is starting to get to me. I need 9. I need
A 9.
9. Yeah, 9 players on the
And
bench is what I like. Now, favorite things.
is that in the Premier League?
That's also in the Danish league.
Oh,
We could do 5 from 9 on that one too. But yeah, also in the Premier League. Uh, 7 is difficult to get enough players on the bench for. I'm finding anyway. Okay.
let's do this.
Oh
Put
shoot.
you here.
Didn't save that,
What?
did I? Oh, I made a
You just
change to
did.
my lineup and forgot to save it. There we go. Save.
Uh,
Done. There. Let's put the new guy in for this game.
oh,
I am home. They are 14th. Okay, let's rotate just a little. Is on the bench. This is on a heavy bench. Man, I need more center back. Uh, Loxham because he's been whining. Cannoneer, White on the bench. That guy. That guy. That's his name now. It's that guy. Wow, I don't really have any central midfielders for backing. What the hell? Who are my backup central midfielders? This guy's on international duty. Eh, I mean, wow. I seriously need some other central midfielders. Well, I guess I'm going to be just keeping the ones I have. Who on my bench plays central midfield? Both guys? Is that it? Oh my god. This is why I need more players on my bench. Okay, I trade you. I guess Davenport. Damn, man. I seriously lack depth at central midfield. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing after this game. Looking for a new central midfield.
no way. I
Uh,
gotta show you this.
oh, I thought you were like reacting to what I said. I'm like, yes, way. I am doing that thing I said. Is this
Oh,
going to have
no, in the
sound?
next game. It may. I played it without sound though.
I don't know if it'll give me that option, so I'm not going to play it right now. I will look at it in a bit. Hooray! We've scored. So I'll try my other new tactic against Jacob's team. That's what I'll do. So that he won't know what we're going to do. Hooray! 2-0. This is good. I can sub out some of my
Oh, they
starters.
still have
Surely.
Liam Kinsella. Why are you just lumping it forward? I'm pretty sure that's not what we worked on.
FM
Another.
players gonna just do what they do, right?
Yep. All right, well, we scored, so I'll just shut up.
Yeah, sometimes hoofing it forward is the way to go. That's where the open man was. That way.
Yeah.
Like that, like when you put it that one, when you switch to the tactic and the goalkeeper just instantly passed to the striker and
Mhm.
he scored. I'm like, okay, that's a great use of the target man there, goalkeeper. But that was a ridiculous assist too. It's the kind of
It
thing I could
was.
I could watch that over and over again.
Oh, did we hit the post?
It's nice and early. What's on here? Starter. R. R. Put in Jessamine, and even though he's signed somewhere else, like that's, again, another position I just don't have much depth in. Center back. What am I doing to myself? We've been playing this how long, and I still haven't addressed those things? I should have put in my third choice striker some minutes. Darn it, what was I thinking? I wasn't. Yep, that's the excuse. Oh yeah, Ryan Swanson. Whoops. He's also supposed to. Uh-oh.
How good has he been?
Oh man. Uh, aha. Save Bloxham for next game.
Mm.
Got scored on? It sounded like I got scored on, Grown. Am I right?
No, you're wrong.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Glad I'm wrong.
You were nervous on a 6.4. Get the out of here.
Uh,
Mm.
oh, George White. I hope that counts. It does. It's up on the board. Nice goal. Norman. Oh no, no, not like that. Oh, that is the worst way to lose your clean sheet ever. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, what the actual hell? They were playing
Oh, that was a
so
clinch.
well.
Oh, you're watching the video?
No, I mean in my game.
Oh, oh.
I just lost my clean sheet. And it was the you just have to watch their
Oh,
goal. You got to. You have to. You'll laugh. You will. I know you're going to find it hilarious. And oh, that's painful. I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking we're playing really well. We're probably going to get a clean sheet, and we gave it up in almost the worst possible imaginable way. Almost. I mean, I can only think of one or two scenarios that would have been worse than that. Uh,
I'm sorry to hear that.
mm.
We should have won this game more comfortably.
But you won, so that's good. What was the score?
It's still 1-0 in the 87th minute.
Oh, you haven't won it yet, so I don't know why
Nope.
you're jinxing yourself.
66% possession.
That's really nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I get to try to deal with that in a few days' time. Not looking forward to it. Okay. Well, yikes, man. I mean, I got to tell them they played well, but that goal, that's atrocious. Absolutely horrendous.
I still think you'll beat me.
I don't know. See, new tactic and everything. So it'll be fun, regardless. If I end up with a third loss, well, so be it.
So we have a whole week to play. Good.
So yeah, watch the goal that was scored on us, please.
So much more. All right.
Right? That's just ouch.
What's your sweeper keeper on attack?
Defend.
No,
Yeah, yeah. He made a bad decision there.
you don't say.
That's like, I think it was a miscommunication between him and the center back, really. But it just that's a horrible way to give up a clean sheet. It is. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is
But it's
very,
life.
very
So
bad.
all I can do is laugh at it. That's all I can do. I mean, let's look. Am I still leading clean sheets? Yes, we're still one ahead of your goalkeeper now. Your goalkeeper is now catching up on the clean sheet race because you've got what, 3 clean sheets since we started today, and I've had 0. Yeah, since we started today. I mean, I got one in a cup, but no, league wise, I have not gotten.
There's not enough days in the week. Um, that's hilarious. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that was yeah, nothing to be sorry for. It's just it's how it is. Ah, good times. All right.
I think I know what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah, you got this all worked out and figured out.
Oh, did I have it set up like that? I did. Look at that. Um, this can change to this.
So freaking nuts. I just keeps going round and round in my head. It's like a bad nightmare you can't wake up from. Yeah. I just want to reach out and grab that ball.
I'm gonna do not this, this, and this. Okay, I'm ready to lose to you.
Okay. I'm ready to lose to you. We'll see who's the better loser.
We are still in fourth.
Uh-huh. Well,
16 games left to go. You know what? You should let me win so we can get 3 points and get into the playoff spot.
I am
The
not
promotion
going to
spot.
let you win. What I'm going to do is experiment and give you a chance, but you need to manage your way into a win. It's the only thing I can do is be somewhat fair about it that way. I'm willing to do experimental things, both in the game and in life. Wait, whoops, too much reveal. All right, back it up. You're right. So, oh, look, our under 21s won. Something I care about. We are first. Good. Haven't even lost a single game yet. Is your team in my division? They are. Where are they? 7th. How's your U18s doing? They got to be winning though, right?
Nope.
Right. Well,
I don't have.
then
See, I don't have the coaching staff that Atalanta now. No, just don't have what I want.
what is going on with all this freaking for my player? Jacked to sell him. Happen here? Apparently, I'm pleased to get that right back. Yes, yes, I am. So I imagine we play our game and then wrap it up for today.
Yeah, that's probably how it's gonna go.
That sounds good to me. Then hopefully we will come back directly next week, hopefully, and we won't have completely forgotten what we're doing because we still have a little bit of transfer window time.
I'll let you know if I'm working next Wednesday right now.
Or Monday for that matter.
No, see, we'll see 'cause what time I get home from work.
For what, Wednesday?
So Monday.
Oh yeah. Obviously. I've just assumed that they were no until you tell me otherwise. That's how I roll with Mondays
That's
now.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, I understand how it
So
is. It's not like I don't sympathize. I understand what it's like to be like, oh, look, now I'm an adult. God damn it, anyway.
where's Saturday, July 1st. Is after next Wednesday, so I don't have any games on Wednesday. Next Wednesday,
You're not working
so
next
we're good.
Wednesday? 28th?
I am not working the 20th. That is correct.
All right, so we will be playing next week. Yay.
Hmm.
Ray. Even if you're in a grumpy mood, because I'll just cheer you up. Yay.
Fair enough.
At least I try to, right?
That's true. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm just
True.
stingy.
True. Sometimes you're just a bear, sometimes you're not. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. Did you get rid of it?
And then Swindon Town for the EFL trophy. Quarterfinal. Ever closer to winning that trophy that I like so much. EFL trophy, it's called on here. It's supposed to be the Papa John's trophy.
Why do you
Oh, here it is. Papa John's trophy right there. Okay.
Oh, it's leasing.com trophy. That's what it's called.
It is now?
Yeah.
They changed it from Papa John's?
Yes.
So next year it'll be that in Football Men.
Wait, it'll be what next year?
Wait, you said leasing.com trophy, not Papa John's?
It used to be called the Papa John's Trophy, but it's no longer the sponsor. It's leasing.com.
Yeah, it
Um,
changes every few years. Before that, it was Johnstone's Paint.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Uh,
first time. I think that was their first sponsor too.
Wait, this says it's still the Papa John's trophies. Is it leasing.com as of next year?
No, it should be it right now.
Because for the 22-23 season, it's still the Papa John's trophy. Because that's what's in the game is 22-23 season. Let's look at a different site. EFL trophy. Right on the actual website, EFL.com. Papa John's trophy.
Hmm.
Maybe it's next year. It's leasing.com. I don't know. Go behind the scenes of the Papa John's. This is a different one. Let's go to leasing.com trophy.
Wait, wait, wait,
Oh, it
wait, wait,
used to
wait,
be
wait. What?
leasing.com. It's not anymore.
Um,
It's the,
matches.
it's the leasing.com trophy in 1920, 2021. Now it's Papa John's trophy. Although when it was leasing.com, that's when it was supposed to be Johnstone's paint.
So
Is that just older?
no, that's crazy. No, someone must have messed with it.
What's that? The Wikipedia?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm even on the EFL.com website and it's called the Papa John's trophy.
So that's does SI does
Okay, here it is.
SI
Got it.
not know?
Got it. It's in front of me now. I have it. So it's currently the Papa John's Trophy. 1920, it was the leasing.com trophy. From 2016 to 19, it was the Checkatrade Trophy. From '07 to 16, it was the Johnstone's Paint Trophy, which is what I remember. Yeah, it went from
Hmm.
Johnstone's Paint to Checkatrade. I remember that. And then leasing.com was for a single season in 1920, 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Not in 1920, obviously. And then from 2020 until current, it's been the
Oh,
Papa John's Trophy.
yes. So FM has to fix that.
No, it's Papa John's Trophy in the game for me.
It's the leasing.com trophy for me.
Are you using a skin that changes that?
Am I using a skin that changed it? No. Where did I get my competitions from? From from Roy from footballmanagerblog.com.
Oh, so it's possible that's what's out of date.
Yeah, it's possible they didn't update anything.
They probably just don't care about that competition.
Who does
I do.
besides you?
The teams that play for it. Teams in League One
No,
and
they
League
don't.
Two, they care about it.
No, no, they do not.
Yeah, Accrington always tries to win it. They haven't, but they always try.
Alright.
Bolton Wanderers won it last, and they cared because they needed that extra 100,000. They need that extra money sometimes. So yeah,
This computer doesn't want to join us. Never mind.
I'm saving any further deadline day moves I make for closer to the deadline day.
Well, I could have had 2.2 million in my transfer budget, but no, my owners decided.
What did they do? Thought they accepted you did sell that player.
Yes, but to Southampton, which was a much worse offer than what I was able to get.
Oh, they
So
took a worse offer than the. Oh, that's stupid.
because he wanted to go to Southampton. That's why,
That's just
and
unbelievable.
I couldn't protest the transfer.
Oh, even though it's not nearly enough money. Yeah, that's just. One of these days, I'd rather play it so that you've got the rich team and I've got the harder team. I prefer that.
Is this a
Hey, Drop Bear, can you have some warm weather? No, you already had your share of warm weather this year. It's been snowing. Well, I mean, we had that in the winter here, so you're cold. Don't you have heat? Do you have blankets? I know what I don't have. Sympathy. I'm kidding. No, I mean, it's summer here, winter there, winter here, summer there. That's kind of funny to me still. But yeah, I understand when it's snowing, you can get cold. So you just bundle up. I'd rather cold weather than warm weather because it's easier to warm up than it is to cool down. A weatherboard house. I don't know what that means. Oh, you have a house designed to keep heat out, but not in. That's silly. That's a poorly designed house. All right. Well, they have this new invention. They're awesome. It's called a blanket. I don't know if you have any of those. It's Australia. So what are you trying to say? They don't have blankets? I mean, the dingoes ate them all? What? Dingo ate my blankie? uh, you're in about 4 blankets and still cold? Oh my god. That is that is that's pretty cold. Yeah, that's not fun.
sorry, but I continue.
Design the houses for heat. Well, that's just a poor design. I mean, it makes sense because it gets wicked hot there, but also have winter. So how come nobody thought of that? On the bright side, at least those houses are also unaffordable. Wait, that's not a bright side. Oh man, housing market in Australia is its own whole thing, isn't it?
Are you gonna be fit to play tomorrow?
Huh?
Oh, talking to well, quote, talking to one of my players.
Oh, I thought you were asking me if I wanted to play tomorrow. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, sounds good. No, tomorrow's Thursday, so works must die. I think. Set the style of house in Discord. Okay, now let's see what you're. I have not seen these. Oh, well, that looks nice. I mean, that's not your actual house, just the style, but it's nice looking. Surprised it doesn't have staying tall. It looks like a regular house to me. What do I know? Everybody's trying to buy all my players for pennies. Like, no. Live at the family home because you can't afford to move out. Yeah, no, trust me, that's most people in Australia have that problem. You have the worst housing market in all of the world right now, and that's saying something because it's pretty bad in other places. Right. I'm changing my tactic. I don't want to get distracted here. Stop distracting me. Let it. This one. Play. Fine. Don't watch. Actually, center back. Let's take this game. Okay, we're ready to get our butts whooped. Wait, what? The way to fix it is to continue to raise interest rates? What? No, that people don't understand economics. I swear. Okay.
Wouldn't press something.
At least governments don't, potentially. So, I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Mhm. Well, I don't know how to beat you.
You don't know
Let's go to the game.
you don't know how? You do know how. By putting the ball
Let's
in
go to
my
the
net
game.
more often than I put it into yours.
Got it. I don't like the front.
I think just playing the game is going to be the only way we find out what will be. Oh, I forgot to bring another striker. Gosh, darn it. I knew I'd forgotten something. Oh, well. Please don't injure any of my strikers, okay? Thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem. Swear.
Yeah, no, you're you guys are kind of in a lot of trouble, I think.
All right, let's see.
We'll
You are
avoid
lining up
politics
with the
today.
4-2-4.
But I mean, I've had people be like, you should just learn economics. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I've learned about the consolidation of industry, the tendency towards monopoly, and how the profit motive incentivizes corruption and harmful business practices. I have a pretty good grasp on economics. And they're like, no, don't learn it like that. You're not supposed to know things. Okay, sorry. But, whatever. Nothing is going to change as long as we only allow rich people to run the governments. End of statement. All right. Oh, come on. Get the ball away from him. I care more about this right now. So easy to tell which team is which. I like that. Red team, blue team. All right. Here comes Rochdale. They've already got 80% possession. My God, that's disgusting. I know it's only 3 minutes, but damn. We're home. We started with the ball, no? Or did we start within the second half?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Get the ball more. 34. That's up. 35. That's keep going that way. 39. All right. Keep going. More. More. I don't think we're going to win possession. I didn't do this to win possession today. I did this to win more goals. The thing you can afford is to go to a doctor. Okay. Gonna comment on any of these things. Not today.
All sides.
Well, it doesn't matter. It didn't
Block
go
shot.
in. On set pieces. We love set pieces. No, come on, you guys. I know you can do better than that. Oh, right at Radcliffe. Seriously? Radcliffe just makes the world's most easy save just now.
And Carrington says, "Oh, I remember this, coach. I'll give it right back to him."
Well, relentless pressing will do that from time to time. Hey, Chuobe! That big fat noggin of his. Love it. Love it. Gonna give him a big smooch on his forehead after that one. That was a beautiful goal.
Right?
What? He scores more headers than anything else. I mean, that's what he's got. That got a big noggin that puts the ball in the net. So you got to get a reward somehow, other than being paid. All right, so this is good. 1 goal, but possession is surprisingly going back towards the middle more than I expected it to. Though we're still only at 42. We also have to deal with this because, yeah, like I said, we're not to position that. Defend well. That was only 2 defenders back. That was a 3-on-2 for Rochdale, and they just did nothing. Surprising. What you got up there? Finch, Lafone. So, yeah, okay. I'm actually surprised you didn't get a goal there. Chabert! Oh, yeah. That is deadly. 3 out of 11, though. Not great. I guess that was the 4th shot there, so 4 out of 12. Because, yeah, the pressing is nice and it'll win the ball in the midfield. But once you do get through, you're going to get... Oh, that's just gross. All right. We didn't deserve that one. Noted, score more goals. Yes, I mean, supposed to do. You had a good FMing last night. Good. Oh, wait. You got FM'd? Is that what you're saying? Or you had a good session? Pleasant. That's what I will tell him. An XG of 4.3 and scored 2 goals. Oh, it was a bad FMing. I see. Well, I have an XG of 1.3 and 3 goals, so we're definitely not. We're doing better than we should be. What I'm surprised about is our defense has actually managed to keep them at bay. I thought this would be like a 3-2 or 4-3 type game. What I was expecting. Opponent had 4 shots and scored all 4. XG 1.16. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't happen too often, then it's okay. Odd game will go down like that.
Sorry.
Don't be. Want to get back into the game. I don't blame you. I hope you do. I didn't want to win this much. I was kind of hoping for a draw, if I'm honest, but I'm surprised to be doing this well. The last game we played, I think, was 1-0. I'm pretty sure.
Something like that.
Yeah. Did he change? I'm trying to figure out what you changed. So far, your team is doing better with the ball, but I can't figure out what you're doing differently just yet. Oh! You guys, you got beat. Oh, beats him like a rented mule. Yikes. So it should be 2-1 right now, in all fairness. That third goal may be just the luck we needed. Because I said 3-2. Or 4-3. First instinct was 3-2.
Night, Olivia.
Our pressing is still working. But yeah, his possession went up.
Don't
Look
shoot
at them.
this,
They're
please.
walking in. Oh, you guys. What are they doing? Oh. All right. I am going to get mad at my team now. Berate. That'll probably piss them off, but they need it. Nice shot. It was a nice shot, wasn't it? Yeah. But look at all the space and time he had to do it. And that's what I'm pissed off about. My defenders are not, defending. The thing they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, they didn't do that thing. Let's see, 61 minute. Not time to panic yet. You were up 4-0 with 15 minutes left. Drew 4-4. That's horrible, man. Put on time wasting. Play for set pieces and lower your tempo. That'll never happen. Did you move it from attacking to defending? Because that's the worst thing people have a lead. Don't ever do that. he takes this long, it scares me. 'Cause usually he scores right after.
Well,
And
hmm. Do I risk it?
what, going for the win? I don't know.
Shoot.
You have a
Do I risk
0.76
it?
xG and 2 goals. I have a 1.68 and 3 goals, so we're both scoring more than we should. However, uh, your own PPDA says to me that you should be winning based on
Hold on. Hold
based
on.
on
Hold on.
possession.
Hold
I
on. Hold
wouldn't
on.
argue with it.
Um, Get you here. Get you here. Keep you there. I took you out. I took you out.
So far, this tactic is not really one that I like.
It's fine. Um, that's what we're gonna do. Sorry, I.
I don't know why you're sorry. Nothing to be sorry for. Got to take your time and try to get some points, right? That's the whole idea. Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. I think I know what I'm for here. And that is this. And then I'll see how stressed out they get from it. All right. You're nervous. You're not playing. You're playing like shit. Get off my pitch. Uh, uh, Play this position? No. No, 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 no. You definitely can't. These guys are tired. I'm going to that for now. Then anybody have a rating? Try that. Give it a whirl, even though it may not pay off. Well, we're still getting good attacks.
Why is Bradshaw not going to the ball?
That's a good question. Amoosh! Does that one count? Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So we managed to even out, though, PPDA a little bit. Better passing. That's what I wanted them to do. Oh, really? Seriously.
I'm sorry.
And after I've made all my substitutions, no less. Frickin'. That is some straight up bullshit. Have that? There we go. I'd rather lose and not lose my top striker. Honestly. You never get injuries until you've made all your subs? That's just bad luck. Usually it happens to me before, but I don't get that many injuries at all. Luckily. Consider myself fortunate for that.
All right. It's time for me to go do some homework.
Yeah, Jacob's gonna leave us, so I have to stop playing for now. Don't even want to know
Know what?
how long he's out for. Not gonna look.
Oh,
Don't know. Don't care. All right. Good night, Drop Bear, or good day to you, I guess. Enjoy that cold. No, you won't. Okay, sending you warm thoughts. All right, see if that
have a good
works.
one.
It might take a while to get there.